If you love offense, tonight is your night. If you're a defensive coordinator, running high. By the time this one is done tonight, the scoreboard operator is going to have carpal tunnel syndrome. Rockwall Heath and McKinney North. Week 4 of the Texas high school football season. Next on the WFAA Digital Network. Brought to you by Texas Health Resources. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to McKinney ISD Stadium, the brand new and gorgeous and gleaming McKinney ISD Stadium. I'm Mike Leslie, joined by Varian Lucas this week. And Varian, we got two teams that like to score an awful lot of points.
I'm telling you, Mike, offense, offense, offense. And that's the three key things that we're going to see tonight.
No doubt. Rockwall Heath averaging 43 points per game. McKinney North averaging 53.7 points per game. Perhaps the problem, though, for McKinney North is they're giving up 56 points per game. So their defense has struggled, frankly, a little bit early on this season, but their offense has made up for it in a 2-1 start for them. Rockwall Heath, meanwhile, 3-0 to start the season. Two very good football teams.
I'm telling you, did I say offense, and offense? You know, both teams come in tonight. High-powered offense, and both of them will be on display tonight also. So I'm looking forward to this matchup. Did I say offense?
Rockwall Heath comes in 3-0. This is kind of their biggest non-district test. This is their opportunity to kind of test themselves going into what is maybe the most difficult 6A district in the state this year, 11 6A.
That's right. I mean, you look at that district, Class 6A, 11 6A, that is, and you got people like Longview, Lobos, Rockwall is knocking on the door. I want to say Mesquite. Horn is also looking good. So it's a quality district here, but it's going to be exciting. And the coach is really has turned around that culture there, and he's doing a great job. And we're going to have it on display tonight for you.
Speaking of the Longview Lobos, we have a former Longview Lobo here with us tonight, former quarterback and safety for Longview. So he brings the goods in terms of knowing this game, and Varian's going to be the one giving you the analysis this evening. Let's get you the players to watch for tonight. First for Rockwall Heath, linebacker Tavin Paxton. This kid is super talented. Just a straight-up football player. Has played multiple positions over the course of his career with Heath. Has played quarterback, can run the football well. Right now they've got him at linebacker. He was at safety last week, and he's going to have his hands full on that Heath defense trying to slow down McKinney North. In particular, McKinney North's player to watch tonight, Brandon Frazier. I mean, this kid is just a monster. 6'7", 250 pounds. This tight end has all the skills necessary. 21 offers from colleges all around the country, including Alabama, including Arkansas, where he's committed to now. Schools across the SEC, the Big 12, the Pac-12, all over the country, schools wanted this kid. His coach, Mike Fetchie, says his catch radius is just outstanding. And he said that before he signed with Arkansas, every school in the country wanted this kid. How about the rest of the players you need to know over the course of this evening? Starters first for the visiting Rockwall Heath Hawks. Their offense led by Josh Hoover, the sophomore quarterback, his first year on varsity, but already putting up some big numbers. He's got 4 wide receivers on the outside that are big targets for him, and a sophomore in the backfield with him, Zach Evans, at the running back position. Opposite side for Heath, the defense, a 3-4 set. Bryson Elbert, a kid that's playing real well as a sophomore. Eric Lexion, the corner on the outside, 2 interceptions early on this season. Meanwhile, for McKinney North, the homestanding Bulldogs, Dylan Markowitz, their quarterback, his 4th year on varsity seeing time, but his first year as the only quarterback that actually sees time. He split time each of his first 3 years with Cameron Constantine. This year, he's the guy, and he's got a lot of targets on the outside. We mentioned Brandon Frazier. Each of his 3 starting wide receivers can fill it up as well, and Manny Fincher out of the backfield can do a lot of damage as well. Defensively for the Bulldogs, a 4-3 set. Their defensive line, maybe not as big as what they're used to in years past. Their linebackers are probably the best part of this defensive unit. We talked about the fact that they've struggled a little bit early on this season, but Max Fetchie and Carson Chris are the two to watch on the defensive side for McKinney North. How about the head coaches tonight? First, for the visiting Heath Hawks, their head coach Mike Spradlin in his first year here at Heath, but he's been all around the state. We'll talk more about his history over the course of the night, but 3-0 so far in year 1 at Rockwall Heath. For McKinney North, Mike Fetchie in his 11th season, 62 and 51 in that span. Points, and more points coming your way next. Heath and McKinney North on the WFAA Digital Network.
We're in the anthem right now. Yeah. Our captains tonight, Tavin Paxton, Jaden Jones, Josh Hoover, Marcus Soule, Hunter Smith, and Kenny Rion. For Rockwall Heath. For McKinney North, Dylan Markowitz, Brandon Frazier, Max Fetchy, R.J. Bendert, Carson Chris, and Austin Markowitz. The two Markowitz brothers, twin brothers in fact. One the quarterback, that's Dylan. Austin Markowitz, the center. Twin brothers, center and quarterback, and two of the leaders for sure of this football team, especially on the offensive side for a team that averages an awful lot of points over the course of this season, 53.7 so far this year. Just about ready for the opening kickoff here from McKinney ISD Stadium. Mike Leslie and Varian Lucas here with you in the booth now, and it will be McKinney North to kick the ball off. Tyler Huddle, the kicker for McKinney North, hit a 52-yarder in practice once. He hasn't had to kick from that far in a game just yet, but has the distance to be able to do so and kicks it to about the goal line, we're told. The return team for Rockwall Heath, Easton Herod, Jaden Hilgendorf, the deep men, Casey Curtin and Jaden Jones, the two up backs that may also see the football in their hands at some point here on the kickoff. But Varian, we're just about ready to go, and we expect to see an awful lot of offense right from the jump tonight.
That's right, Mike. We expect to see fireworks pretty much right from the start. Nice, cool, crisp night. Temperature is looking at about 76, so it's time for some football.
Kickoff is away off the foot of Huddle, fielded at about the 5, and here comes Rockwall Heath in an awful lot of running room as Jaden Hilgendorf gets to the outside. He's across the 40, and a very good start for Rockwall Heath. Their offense varying with outstanding field position right from the jump.
That's right, Mike. I'll tell you, nice job there. Looks like the middle opened up for him, and he took it down the left sideline there. Picked up great yardage. It's going to be 1st and 10, and they're going to call it right about 45-yard line.
Josh Hoover, the starting quarterback for Rockwall Heath, only a sophomore on JV last year, over 2,100 passing yards, 27 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Very, very efficient season as a freshman on JV. Now he's the varsity starter and already nearly 1,000 yards passing, but he fumbles the football on the snap on the first play, and just barely able to jump back on top of it is Trey Graves, the wide receiver for Heath. I think a little bit of a play-action fake, perhaps a read option fake there on first down that almost caught Rockwall Heath with a difficult situation there on the first play of the game.
That's right. Looks like Hoover was looking. He was reading there, and a little mix-up there, but he was able to jump back on top of it.
So 2nd and 14. This time the handoff is clean into the hands of Zach Evans. Nowhere for him to run, though. Strung out well by the defense of McKinney North. Max Fetchy and Carson Chris, the two defenders to keep an eye on tonight for McKinney North. They have, frankly, struggled defensively this season, giving up an average of 56 points per game this season. Their offense, though, has picked up the slack for them, scoring an average of 53.7 a game, so that's how they've been able to win 2 of their first 3 games early on this season. Here they face a 3rd and 14 against Rockwall Heath's offense, and it's complete over the middle. Hoover finds an open man. It's Hilgendorf, and it's a first down into McKinney North territory.
That's right. Nice job there by looking over the middle. He had his man wide open. Was able to catch the ball right there and pick up first down yardage. Move the ball over into that would be North's territory.
Down to the 44 is where Hoover will set things up here with a fresh set of downs. So they overcome the miscue on the first play of the game, and now it's Zach Evans getting to the outside. Gets the corner on a big hit. They're going to call that a late hit. Flag flies in. The line judge on the far side, Bill Dixon, firing the flag in the air, and that's going to be a free 15 yards for sure for Rockwall Heath. We'll get the official word here from Rodney Allison, the referee and crew chief this evening for our officiating crew as they sort this thing out.
Yeah, I remember the guys there a little antsy to get things started. Tried to get an extra little push there, well outside the sideline there, and that's going to be 15 yards all day long, Mike. You hate to see that because, you know, when you're dealing with two high-powered offenses, you know, it's going to come down to defense, okay? And so you want to do your best on defense to try to get a stop here, and North is not helping the cause right there.
Luke Paley, it looked like, was the man who came in and laid the hit just as Zach Evans stepped out of bounds. So the free 15 yards puts Rockwall Heath already deep into McKinney North territory here on 1st and 10. It comes to Hilgendorf on the near side, but nothing doing. Beg your pardon, that may have been Corbin Cleveland, number 9, not number 8. The 9 and the 8 are going to look awful similar tonight. Cleveland, one of the starting wide receivers for this Rockwall Heath team, but Hilgendorf will see some time. Grant Watson you'll also see get out there on the field at the wide receiver position for Heath. 2nd down at about 6. Over the middle, ball tipped, and there was a chance for a moment for McKinney North to sneak underneath that. R.J. Bendert couldn't quite hop underneath that football, and as a result, it'll be 3rd and 7 here, just a little over 2 minutes in for McKinney ISD Stadium. Rockwall Heath with a nice drive here to open things up, Varian.
Yeah, that's right. I tell you, nice. They're getting the ball down the field, and this is how your offense wants to start. You want to start moving the ball down the field, getting in striking distance, and you want to try to big 3rd down play right here for the defense and offense. Deep
ball down the right sideline. A little miscommunication there. Trying to find Jaden Jones was Josh Hoover. The ball overthrown, but it looked like Hoover thought that it was going to be a deep ball. Jaden Jones thought it was going to be a curl, and that miscommunication now leads to 4th down and 7.
Yeah, miscommunication right there between the receiver and Hoover there, Jones there. Hoover was looking for the end zone. Jones was not. He was looking for a 10-yard curl comeback, so just communication issues right there.
So 4th and 7, and Rockwall Heath's going to go for it here from the 23-yard line in McKinney North's territory. Would have been a 40-yard field goal instead. Hoover with a beautiful ball, touchdown, Rockwall Heath. A beautiful cover 2 fade up the left seam for the touchdown, and Rockwall Heath with a beautiful start.
I want to say that was number Cleveland Jones. Corbin Cleveland, that is. He just beats his man on the outside there. Nice little wheel route there, and Hoover finds him in the end zone. Touchdown. Quick fix on the board.
Corbin Cleveland, the junior wide receiver, finding pay dirt on the opening drive for Rockwall Heath, and just 2 minutes and 25 seconds into the football game. 7-0 in favor of Rockwall Heath. The extra point up and through from Justin Langley. They could have kicked a 40-yard field goal with Langley there on 4th down and 7. Instead, they go deep down the left sideline. The touchdown in the hands of Corbin Cleveland, the junior 5'9" slot wide receiver. And a good start for Rockwall Heath's offense. The flag certainly helped. The free 15 yards didn't hurt, but credit them more than anything for overcoming Varian that first play of the game. The fumble on the exchange between Hoover and Evans could have been very ugly, could have easily been a turnover on the very first play. Sets up 2nd down and 15, but they overcome that, get the 1st down, and ultimately go down and score a touchdown.
I tell you what, Mike, yeah, that's definitely a great start. That's how you want to start the offense. You want to start putting points on the board, and you want to start with 6, but you're absolutely correct. They had an opportunity there to give the ball on the first play to North, but was able to recover, and then the big play down there on 4th down, decide to go for it, and it pays off. Touchdown. Nice start.
So here comes Josh Vogel to kick the ball away. Deep to return for McKinney North, and they signal for the fair catch. That'll bring the ball. Basically, it works the same as a touchback would. If you're kind of confused by that, it's part of the new rules. It is a collegiate rule as well that you can bring the ball out to the 25-yard line, and that is where McKinney North's offense will get started with their first possession of the day.
Once again, we got 2 high-powered offenses, so Heath did exactly what they needed to do. Let's see what North does.
First play of the game is a handoff to Manny Fincher. Running back picks up about 2 on the play. Dylan Markowitz, the quarterback for this McKinney North offense, in his senior year. His freshman, sophomore, and junior years, he split time with Cameron Constantine. Constantine is now graduated, and that makes Dylan Markowitz the guy here in his senior year. And in a lot of ways, as the handoff here goes to Fincher once again, who picks his way for about 2.5 more. In a lot of ways, Dylan Markowitz being the guy, Varian, has kind of opened up this offense a little bit for McKinney North and allowed them to know their identity a little bit better rather than trying to split time between 2 quarterbacks and be a little bit confused, perhaps, about what their identity was a year ago. 3 running plays, though, to start the game here for McKinney North, and he's going to be held up short of the line to gain. A nice defensive play, knifing across is Sam Crowell, and that's going to hold him short. And it's going to be 4th down and about 4. And McKinney North on possession 1 of the day will have to punt. Tyler Huddle, their kicker, is also their punter. Head coach Mike Fetchy said it's the first time he can remember in his time here at McKinney North, and that's 11 seasons worth, that they had that be the case, that their kicker and punter was the same kid. Fair catch signaled for and made. Corbin Cleveland, the lone man to find pay dirt so far this evening, making the fair catch at the 35, and back comes Josh Hoover and company with an opportunity to perhaps seize control of this game in the early going.
That's right, Mike. Big stop there. Good 3 and out there for good job there by, let's see, that is Heath there. So now they're back with the ball, and let's see what the guys going to do.
Hoover in there in shotgun, 4 wide receiver set here on 1st and 10 for possession number 2, but the handoff goes to Evans. Evans backtracking, puts the ball on the deck. McKinney football, yes or no? Yes, indeed.
Yes, they got it.
Bulldogs football at the 32.
God, I'll tell you there, nice play right there, but I think he just lost it, Mike. Evans, he just lost it, and it was able to recover the ball.
Zach Evans, the sophomore running back, he's been outstanding for Rockwall Heath early on in this season. Over 300 yards and 5 touchdowns in just these first 3 games of the season, including 176 yards and 3 touchdowns last week. But a tough moment for him right there, as the second possession of the day lasts only 1 play for Rockwall Heath, and they hand it over to Markowitz and company, and they're going to try and capitalize on that now. Manny Fincher with the handoff here, and a good run on 1st down gets them out inside the 25-yard line, right about the 24. So a 7-yard pickup on 1st down, 2nd and 3 for Markowitz and company. 2 wides to the near side. Brandon Frazier, their big tight end, in there at the left side of the line. He's in to block on this play, though. Markowitz with time as he rolls to the right, throws it out of bounds.
Yeah, throws it out of bounds right there. I tell you what, this is an opportunity for North to really gain some momentum here. They're down here in striking distance, so you really want to try to punch one in. Get yourself on the board, get yourself right back in this game.
3rd and 3 for Markowitz. Handoff to Fincher. Going to be very close to the 1st down by that spot. By the near side head judge, or head linesman rather, he's got it. By the far side, it looks like he doesn't. Near side's got it, and that's going to be the one who wins out. 1st down, McKinney North. It was very close, though.
It looks like they're going to measure it.
They may have. It looks like they will measure it.
He's real close. Looks like they're going to call a timeout and get your chains out here.
If it is short, it will be 4th down and about an inch. It is extremely close.
It really is, and North. I kind of think they may want to, anticipating going for this one, Mike.
They are certainly within Tyler Huddle's field goal range, but given that this is going to be a game where we're going to see an awful lot of touchdowns, you would think tonight, Varian.
That's right.
It looks like he is short. Only just barely.
Yeah, just
they're grabbing a hold of the chain to try and make sure that they have the spot correct. He's, gosh, it's got to be an inch or 2. It's extremely close.
A link of the chain is what we'll call it. That's what it looks like, a link of the chain.
Referee Rodney Allison motioned toward this near side McKinney North sideline with 2 fingers and thumb and a finger to tell them how close this is. So they don't have to go far behind Big Austin Markowitz, Cooper Govan, Brandon Nelson, Satea Akpabio, and Seth Holmes, the starting offensive line for McKinney North. And it may just be Dylan Markowitz with a QB sneak here. It is indeed. Not a lot of push from him, though. This is going to be real close.
I don't think he got it, Mike.
Rockwall, he's celebrating like he's short.
I don't think he got it.
The far side referee signaling that it's Rockwall Heath football, but they haven't measured this or anything. Looking at where that football's sitting, they definitely have it. First down, McKinney North. Rockwall Heath thought for sure they had made a stop when running off the field celebrating like they had taken the football back, and the officials come in and signal, no, it is a first down for McKinney North.
Yeah, they gave him the forward progress because he punched it, and he got the forward progress, and he was across, but that second surge of push pushed him back, but the officials right on top of it gave him the first down. So 1st and 10, here we go.
So Markowitz back out there. Handoff goes to Fincher. Rather, it's a play action. Finds on the near side J.J. Henry. Henry's loose. Henry, end zone, touchdown.
J.J. Henry takes a 5-yard turnaround, makes one move, and gets to the end zone. You know, and coaches really rave on him to how fast and talented he is, Mike, and we were able to see it right then.
Yeah, the coaching staff talked about this wide receiving core in general. J.J. Henry, Noah Ford especially, but Sean Mansour to a certain extent as well, how they dedicated themselves in the offseason to getting faster. And I don't mean to say that Mansour didn't dedicate himself as much as Henry or Ford did, but Ford specifically running track this past season, this past spring rather, just a faster group at the wide receiver position than what they were a year ago. And that's shown off here on the 16, I believe, yard touchdown pass from Markowitz to J.J. Henry. And that knots this football game up at 7 points apiece.
Hey, Mike, didn't we say offense, offense, offense? We have it on display for you this afternoon. Great job there by answering. Big gamble right there on the 4th down play, 4th inches. North goes forward, and it pays off, and they're able to tie this thing back up to 7-7. So
give you another look at the touchdown here. Markowitz to J.J. Henry, and off to the races. Nice move to beat Eric Lexion on the outside there and get to the inside for the touchdown. By the way, quick shout out to our engineering crew for the addition of replay. This is the first time we've had replay on Thursday Night Lights. This is season number 2 of Thursday Night Lights and week 3 of this season. We had it for the week 1 broadcast, Plano and El Paso Eastwood, but that was certainly a special set of circumstances and a special football game where everything from a production level was elevated in a lot of different ways. But kudos to Don Hayes and Dode Bigley and our entire engineering crew, as this kick is very short and fielded as a fair catch at the 36-yard line. So that's where Rockwall Heath will start their 3rd possession of the day. But again, big shout out to them for the advent of replay here on Thursday Night Lights as Rockwall Heath makes their way back out there. But again, credit to McKinney North creating the turnover there. I mean, that's another big piece of the puzzle here in how this game is tied at 7 right now. The fumble from Zach Evans, McKinney North, just a few plays later, the 4th down conversion key and all of that as well, Varian. They go down the field and score a touchdown and knot this thing back up.
That's right, Mike. I tell you, man, we got a great game for you. I can't express it enough. It's going to come down to the team that wins the turnover game.
Handoff up the middle here, and an awful lot of running room for Preston Landis. Preston Landis chased down from behind inside the 20-yard line. The ball came loose.
Then he fumbles.
Officials say it's McKinney North football.
But we got
back-to-back offensive plays. There are flags down. Back-to-back offensive plays for Rockwall Heath are fumbles if this indeed stands. Great run from Preston Landis up the left side. But we'll check the flags and see whether or not this is coming back. If these are flags against Rockwall Heath, though, certainly McKinney North would decline the penalty and take the result of the play, taking the football back at the 16-yard line. Offsides against McKinney North. So all of that is coming back, and it'll be 1st and 5.
Yeah, that's right, Mike. Big play right there. Nice little break up the middle. Nothing but you'll see it here as he breaks up the middle. makes a move in there, crosses the 50, and he's running. But right when it gets to the end,
that ball absolutely came out.
Comes out. I'm trying to see who's that popped the ball right there.
Michael Norris, their corner, chasing him down from behind, stripping it out with the left hand. It's a great effort play from Michael Norris, but all of that for naught, and it's a 5-yard difference after the penalty, and 1st and 5 from the 41 now for Josh Hoover and company. It is once again Landis in the backfield with him. Throw goes over the middle after play action, incomplete through the hands of Corbin Cleveland. Preston Landis in there on back-to-back plays here at the running back position. You can't help but wonder, twice now we've seen Zach Evans at least involved in putting the football on the deck. I don't know that you can necessarily blame the first fumble where he and Hoover had a messed up exchange. I don't know who you put the blame on there necessarily. But twice now he's been involved in the ball ending up on the deck, and as a result, we're seeing Preston Landis out here on the field and running his way forward for a first down, putting his shoulder down and getting across the line to gain out close toward midfield.
Yeah, that's right, Mike. Well, Coach Spraglin expressed that he has a young bunch out there. I mean, he's turning several sophomores on the field, including Hoover is the 6'2", 205 sophomore. So there's a lot of youth out there. There's a lot of learning there, but they'll get it turned around.
Far side for Cleveland here on 1st and 10. Flag flies in late.
Let's check the flag. It's on the far side, Joe. Far left side there. Looks like there might have been a holding or maybe a push-off. We'll check it off.
Our referee this evening, Rodney Allison, getting word from his crew. It is indeed a hold against the Rockwall Heath offense, so that play is coming back. It'll be 1st and about 20 after they step this off. Rather, the hold was further downfield. It goes against number 2, Casey Curtin, the wide receiver. So the hold was 8 yards downfield, so instead of 1st and very long, it'll merely be 1st and 12 here from about the 46-yard line. Hoover hands off. It's Landis once again. Nice cut upfield, and he's got a lot of running. Big hit right at the 45-yard line. Lowering the shoulder is Charles Grogan. Just moved over to the defensive side of the football from running back this week. His first start at corner, and he steps in and makes a big tackle short of the line to gain and forces 2nd down and short.
That's right, Mike. If Gordon doesn't make that tackle, we're still running. We're still watching him run. So big tackle right in there. Brings up a 2nd down.
Back on the field now is Zach Evans. He gets the play action fake, and they throw it over the middle, complete for Jaden Jones. Jaden Jones making men miss inside the 25. Jaden Jones inside the 10, knocked out of bounds at the 6. Beautiful move from Jaden Jones, evading defenders multiple times. Take a look at the replay here.
Again, Mike. Nice hesitation there, nice step, making moves, using natural talent, trying to get to that pylon. But he's dragged down just right at the 4-yard line.
Now motion here inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal from the 4 is where they mark him out. A little bit of miscommunication and another fumble. And again, McKinney North jumps on top. Once again, miscommunication in the backfield for Rockwall Heath. And jumping on top of the football is Carson Chris, bulldog ball.
Once fumble right there, that's a turnover game. That's 2 times now in this first quarter that Heath has turned the ball over. And they're winning the turnover game. And that's what you want from your defense. Like we talked about these offenses of how big scoring offenses, you want the defense to make some stops right here, Mike. And right now, Heath is winning that battle on defense.
You saw the replay there a moment ago. A lot of motion in the backfield. And it was Jaden Jones who actually collided with Zach Evans in the backfield. Jones, the wide receiver, was motioning across the formation, kind of clipped shoulders, as you see it again here, clipped shoulders with Zach Evans. And that kind of threw off the timing of the handoff from Hoover to Evans, and as a result, the ball ends up on the deck. Carson Chris jumps on top of it. McKinney North with the football back, and now here on 2nd down. Nice run here from Manny Fincher, bouncing off of tacklers and very close to a first down. Looks like he'll be just a hair shy, setting up 3rd and short. Third down and a little less than 1 here from their own 21-yard line. Handoff goes to Fincher once again, fighting his way forward, and he does indeed have the first down out to the 25.
Well, interesting approach there by North. They're definitely running the ball more than we expected, but, hey, Mike, it's working. I mean, you pick it up first down after first down, so.
Markowitz in shotgun. Again, the handoff goes to Fincher. This is something that head coach Mike Fetchy talked with us about over the course of the week. He said, we run the football more than people think we do. They look at the gaudy stats for Dylan Markowitz, over 1,000 passing yards, 12 touchdowns, no interceptions through 3 weeks of play. J.J. Henry, Noah Ford, Sean Mansour, all these big stat guys on the outside in the passing game. But they forget about Manny Fincher coming out of the backfield. This time the handoff goes to J.J. Henry on a little bit of a creative play design. But they said they sometimes people forget about Manny Fincher. And you look at his stat line, he's filled it up too. 233 yards and a pair of touchdowns last week. So far in the season, almost 600 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns. So they definitely run the football too. But they can also do this. Dylan Markowitz over the middle. Wide open is his big tight end, Brandon Frazier, complete at the 45-yard line. But there's a flag down a few yards from him. See if we get a look on the replay as to what may happen there. If there's a flag, it would appear to be on the defense. It looked like he got tangled up in the middle of the field with Grady Brewer, the inside linebacker. And they certainly appear to be moving the football down the field. We'll see what Rodney Allison has to say here. It is indeed a hold against the defense. For the result of the play, Brandon Frazier with the catch, and they're out to the 45-yard line, or down to, rather, the 45-yard line of Rockwall Heath. Markowitz on play action, deep down the near sideline. J.J. Henry flagged down back near the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to get J.J. the ball, trying to use some of that speed that he has one-on-one out there matchup. Just send him for a go route.
Offside here against Rockwall Heath, so a free 5 yards from McKinney North. But yeah, just to go back to our earlier point that we were just talking about, there is clearly talent on the outside for this McKinney North offense, and also Brandon Frazier over the middle of the field. They can move the ball through the air, but when teams start to empty the box out and try and deal with that talent that they have through the air, then they can hand it off into that empty box and pick up some yards in the hands of Manny Fincher. Jaden Smith will see some carries out of the backfield as well. This time it's Fincher picking up about 3, and it'll be 2nd and 2.
I tell you, Mike, oftentimes you hear the game is won at the line of scrimmage. And I must say, North is winning that game at the line of scrimmage. They're getting great push right up in the middle, gaining about 5 yards for every pop. Really, like you said, Coach alluded to, they can run the ball, and they are definitely showcasing that to us tonight here in this first quarter here.
Eric Lexion, though, with a nice tackle there to cut him down short of the line to gain. 3rd and 1, flag once again. If the play were to stand, it's a first down. But that flag came in immediately, just a hair after the snap.
Yeah, it looks like,
and it is indeed against McKinney North.
Yeah, it looks like the umpire threw that one, so it's probably going to be a hold.
It is indeed. Looks like it's a hold against Austin Markowitz, the center.
Yeah.
And that sets up now 3rd and it's a massive difference here from 3rd and about half a yard to now 3rd and 11. Markowitz in shotgun, 2 wide receivers to the far side. Play action fake. Had to pump fake, tried to find J.J. Henry. Now he's having to escape the pocket. Looks deep downfield. Has a man. It's caught at the 20-yard line. Brandon Frazier, did he get a foot in bounds? Did he get perhaps his rear end in bounds as he was flipped over at the 20-yard line? When you've got 6'7", 250 to find when you're a quarterback, life's just a little bit easier.
I'm telling you, man, great job there on the find.
Markowitz on 3rd and 11 to Brandon Frazier for the first down. First carry of the day, it appears, from Jaden Smith. Picks up about 2. But what a play on 3rd down and 11 to find Brandon Frazier down the near sideline off of what had become kind of a broken play. They were trying to hit J.J. Henry on a curl route over the middle of the field off play action. This time Markowitz is going to keep it himself off the play action fake and dives across to the 10-yard line, maybe a hair shy of that. Very close to a first down. But it'll be 3rd and 1. Markowitz quick back to the line of scrimmage. 2 wide receivers to the far side. Handoff goes to Jaden Smith. Smith's got the first down. Still dragging would-be tacklers and gets down inside to about the 8-yard line. Good fight from the sophomore. 5'9", 180 pounds, and Mike Fetchie says he may be the next big back that McKinney North has here, certainly following in the footsteps of Manny Fincher and several others before him. Lamarck Lucas was the lead back last year. They've had a lot of good tailbacks, and here goes into the end zone, leaping. Yes, he's in. Manny Fincher, touchdown, McKinney North.
McKinney North, that time, this Fincher just goes off the right side there, the right tackle, and beats his man, leaps, and he comes down right into the end zone. Nice job there by North as they go up.
13-7 the tally at the moment. Out to kick the extra point is Tyler Huddle. If this is up and through, that'll be 21 points in the opening quarter of play. Varian, I kind of somewhat jokingly teed up this game as that extra point is indeed up and through. 21-7, beg your pardon, 14-7 our score now in favor of McKinney North. I said in the couple days leading up to this game that, you know, if you want to see 2 teams combine for 100+ points, this may be the game for you. And I think a lot of people, 100+ points, like, really, is that what? I genuinely think it's possible tonight. Right now we're on pace for 84. So far this season, McKinney North's lowest combined point total between themselves and their opponent is 86. Week 1 when they played McKinney and won 44-42. The 2 weeks since then, they have had 100+ combined points between themselves and their opponent. A 68-65 win over Justin Northwest in week 2, and then a 63-49 loss to Frisco Wakeland last week. So I know it sounds crazy, but 100+ points tonight is genuinely possible between these 2 football teams.
I tell you what, Mike, you're absolutely right. We're just 34 seconds left here in the first quarter, and we're definitely having on showcase for you tonight. That time there, a nice impressive job by North, by majority running the ball to the end zone. You know, not using the air that time, as Coach indicated. We can run the ball. So.
This time a deep kickoff from McKinney North, fielded at about the 12-yard line. A lot of running room, straight up the gut and out to the 50-yard line. Easton Herod with a beautiful kickoff return for Rockwall Heath, and for the second time today, they take advantage of the special teams to have very good field position to start the drive. Right at midfield is where they will mark it. Easton Herod, nice work.
Nice work there. Gives them great field possession. You're going to start right at the 50-yard line there. And let's see now if Hoover can get something going, and Evans, these guys can hang on to the ball. Like I said, young group here, but I'm pretty sure they're going to get something going here right now. We'll see what happens.
This time it's Evans. I believe this is his first carry since his last fumble. Well, of course it must be. It's their first play since the fumble, but he's had a couple of moments where he was taken out of the game in place of, replaced rather, with Preston Landis. But I was thinking 2 drives back. But Zach Evans back out on the football field, and it's tough because you're talking about a sophomore that's trying to make plays, as that is the end of the first quarter. 14-7 our score in favor of McKinney North after 1 frame of play. You're talking about a sophomore that he's obviously been very successful early on in his career. We're talking only, he did play a little bit last year as a freshman, but just 3 games into his sophomore year, over 300 yards rushing in those 3 games. He's obviously been very successful so far early on in his career, but this is a big game in a big stadium on the road tough moment, and he's had a couple of, and again, I don't mean to say that they're all on him. I think that, there's enough blame to go around with the way that they've turned the ball over in the early going of this football game. But you hope that as a sophomore, he's able to kind of wipe his brain clear of all of that and just focus on, all right, what do you got to do from the start of the second quarter on? Now that's your football game. Forget about what's happened to this point and kind of hit the reset button and go out there and do what he's shown he can do through the first 3 games of this season.
You're absolutely right, Mike. I mean, he's already has an offer to Tulsa already.
Yeah.
So he definitely has it.
Right. There's no doubt of that.
No doubt about it. It could just be some little jitters in there, but he definitely has it, and Coach got him right back in there.
First play of the second quarter, nowhere for him to run, and that's going to set up 3rd down and 11 from their own 59. Excuse me, their own 49. So 3rd down and 11 for Rockwall Heath. Hoover in shotgun, 2 wides to the near side, off play action, looking deep down the right sideline, and again a miscommunication between Hoover and Jaden Jones, flagged down on the far side at the 46. So we'll see whether or not that affects whether or not this drive is about to come to an end for Rockwall Heath. But that's twice now that we've seen Hoover think the ball was supposed to go deep and Jaden Jones think that it was supposed to be a short pass. Flag is against Rockwall Heath. Penalty declined, so you certainly imagine facing 4th down and 11 that they will punt, and indeed they will.
Yeah, once again, just some miscommunication there between the quarterback and your receiver out there. And penalty goes against Heath. Brings up a 4th down and 11 right there about the 49?
Yes, indeed.
49, so they're going to go ahead and punt it away. Like I said, big stop there. Like I said, it's a game of turnovers and stops. So you want to win 4th down is what you want to do.
Brady Brewer, the punter, sends it high into the McKinney sky. Nice bounce in favor of Rockwall Heath, and another one down inside the 10 to the 7-yard line is where they'll mark it dead. And with 11:19 to play here in the second quarter, McKinney North will take the football back with a 14-7 lead and looking to add to that lead. McKinney North, you may have noticed some decals on their helmets. You may have noticed a flag that we featured as part of the open to the broadcast this evening with the number 21 on it. This is a group of young men, especially their junior class, that is playing for a fallen teammate, Aaron Hill. He was set to start at safety for this team this year as a junior. Straight A student, high quality kid according to all reports that we have found and from what we've been told by head coach Mike Fetchy as the pass goes on the far side and a pickup of about 8 here on 1st down. But Aaron Hill, one night over the summer, out with 3 of his friends at Stonebridge Golf Course. The group wanted to swim across a lake that's there at the golf course, and they say Aaron got going across the lake, and they're not sure if maybe he cramped up or something along those lines, but he drowned that night at that lake, and it hit this program very hard, especially the junior class. J.J. Henry, the wide receiver, number 2 for this McKinney North Bulldogs football team, scored a touchdown in their first game and was kind of tapping on the patch that they have on their jerseys and pointing to the sky. These kids are definitely playing for Aaron Henry, and you'll see number 21 all over the McKinney North sideline. There's a flag. I can't spot it at the moment, but they run out with it. I believe it may be folded up at this point, but they run out of the tunnel with it every night before the game. Maybe we can get a shot of it at halftime as they run back out, if they indeed hold it in the air when they run back out for halftime. After halftime, as Markowitz looks deep down the left sideline, had 2 men down there, but overshot both of them. J.J. Henry, indeed, one of those 2. But Varian, obviously, just difficult for this program to overcome something like this, but obviously, in some respects, there's that part of it where you want to try and mentally overcome it and get past it, but at the same time, you want to remember and play for and honor your teammate and the sacrifices that he made over the course of his career to be a part of this team and to be, he was going to start on this team at safety as the pass comes on the near side, complete in the hands of Noah Ford. It's very clear these kids want to play for him and honor him with what they do out on the football field.
Yeah, that's right, Mike. The thing about life is, life will happen, and no one is exempt. Tragic situation there for these young kids who are out here. But they're trying to honor their teammate.
Noah Ford open deep down the right sideline, wide open, touchdown McKinney North. Noah Ford, 70 yards on the button. Touchdown Bulldogs, and they've pulled ahead by 2 scores.
As you see, nice tight rope there. He hit him in stride too. Takes the ball forward, that is, all the way down to the touchdown, goes the right side. And you turn around, Mike, and you look at the scoreboard, and you say, well, North is up, 20-7. Which, as you said, we have a high-scoring game is what we're going to see. Offense. That time Ford beat his man, got behind him, and Dylan saw him, hit him.
Extra point up and through, 21-7 our score now. As you saw the replay, and we're showing it to you once more, they kind of pump faked a screen pass to Sean Mansour, and the corner that was supposed to take Noah Ford bit on that fake. And off to the races went Noah Ford, deep behind the defense, wide open for Dylan Markowitz, and he hit him in stride.
That's right, Mike. And we had a big play there, but going back to the Aaron Hall story, you try to, like I said earlier, life is going to happen, and it's hard to deal with those things, as a kid, because you're trying to make sense of it, and as a youth, you think. You have a long time to live, and, when tragedy likes that happen, it puts life into a perspective. So it's good that the guys are still out here. They're playing for them. They're rooting for them. And this community has really gotten behind that cause, too. So,
yeah, they said the community support, Mike Fetchy, when we were talking with him about this earlier this week, he said the community support around just the town of McKinney especially. He said, McKinney's got a lot of people in it now. It's a town that has certainly grown a lot over the course of the last, decade or two. It's become a bigger city, quote unquote, but he said it still has that small town feel. And he said the support that this program has gotten from this community has been remarkable. As the kickoff is fielded and brought out to about the 25-yard line. Still pushing the pile is Easton Herod. But this time McKinney North's coverage team able to bottle them up a little bit earlier. 27-yard line, it appears, is where they'll mark them down, and that's where Hoover and company will get back to it. But now you're talking sophomore quarterback, sophomore running back, 2 sophomores starting on the offensive line. This is a very young football team. They've got 15 sophomores on the team as a whole, 8 of them that start. And now this young, somewhat inexperienced football team on the road is down 2 scores, and you got to find a way to respond. This is not an easy spot for Mike Spradlin's team, but they certainly have the chops to be able to find that response. This offense can absolutely put up points in bunches, but they need a drive right here. Hoover over the middle, diving, beautiful catch. Casey Curtin diving over the middle, first down and then some. Get another look at it here. Over the middle, full extension across the 40 to the 45. They're going to mark him at about the 43 is, I guess, where he actually contacted the ground. But a fresh set of downs for Hoover and company. Again on play action, and again coming near side for Curtin. Curtin up over top of the defense, nearly hauled that one in. That would have been fantastic. Couldn't quite pull it in, trying to go up over top of Charles Grogan for the catch.
Look at it again there. Looks like he had it. He had it in his hands, but just couldn't quite come down with it. Nice defensive stop in there, like you said, by Charles Grogan, to get his hand in there and knock it down. Going to bring up a second down. As you see that Heath is really trying to get some points on the board. Looks like they're trying to air it out here.
Curtin last year, 831 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns. Flag flies here as they snap the football. This play blown dead.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a false start. Yeah. False start on the offense. They'll bring it back. Reset.
Rodney Allison and his crew have been a little busy this evening. We've seen our fair share of laundry tonight. Only 3 minutes and 2 seconds into the second quarter. That's going to create second and long here for Rockwall Heath. Second down and Scoreboard says 15, but my eyes say it's an awful lot more than that. There we go. Now it says 2nd down and 20. And now they're moving the football forward. Maybe it will be 2nd and 15.
That looks about right, 2nd and 15. Spraglin, one of the things that he coaches there, like I said, new guy there, but one of his hashtags is win the day. And he really coaches his guys to try to win the day for, in his words, if you win the day, you have a chance to win the season. So one of the things he's really, and we've heard it from Fetchy, one of the things that he's really doing with that program, he's come in and he's changed the culture here. Mm-hmm. And like I said, young group, bunch of sophomores on there, but they're sitting at 3-0. Tough district play coming ahead, but this is a nice test for them tonight, to gauge the road ahead. So
3rd and 15 now. Hoover looking to the sideline, trying to figure out what they're going to do offensively here.
Not going to get it off.
Spradlin calls the plays, and look, are they going to call timeout, or are they going to be called for the delay game? They will indeed call their first timeout of the half. So Rockwall Heath with 2 remaining here for the final 8:54 of the opening half. Mike Spradlin calls the plays for Rockwall Heath, but his offensive coordinator is Kenrick McNeil. The two of them kind of coordinate the offense together, but it's Spradlin who actually calls the plays. And a little bit of confusion there on 3rd down and 15 is I think Heath and Hoover individually certainly understand that they need a first down here. They need to keep the sticks moving. They need to find some points here before the end of the half, because this could get out of control if you allow McKinney North to take the football back right now. North is very likely to find the end zone on a majority of their drives. You can't fall into a 28-7 hole. You need to try and, if you're not able to convert here, the onus then falls on your defense that you need a stop at that point. So we'll see what they can do here on 3rd and 15 coming out of the timeout. It'll be Hoover in shotgun. He's got Evans in the backfield with him, but a 4 wide receiver set, 2 split out to either side. Hoover, check down, wide open is Evans. Evans dances across the 45, first down.
Nice play up there, right there by Evans. Comes out of the backfield. Nobody picks him up. He's wide open right there on the 50. Catches the ball, makes a step there, picks up great yardage. Just what Heath needed to keep this drive alive as they're trying to put some points on the board here in the 2nd quarter. Get back in this thing.
Huge play from Hoover to Evans, and they move the sticks on 3rd down and a mile. And now here on 1st and 10 with the fresh set of downs, they find Casey Curtin once again. He's had a nice possession. Nice job, though, I think, from a play design standpoint. You had 2 wide receivers on either side that kind of cleared out the defensive backfield and left the middle of the field wide open for Zach Evans to just scoot out of the backfield. Easy catch over the middle, easy hook up, and he did the rest to be able to make sure that they had first down yardage, but a nice play design to set all that up. Now here on 2nd down and short, that ball's dropped by Casey Curtin.
Yeah, he's coming back to Curtin on this side. The play before, nice little pitch and catch there from Hoover to Curtin. Looks like they're really working on this side over here, and that's Charles over there that they're working on. Looks like now they're shifting Curtin over to the right. Oh, actually, no,
looks like he's getting a blow real quick. But you look at the size differential, too. Casey Curtin, 6'3", 205. Charles Grogan, 5'8", 170. So they're trying to capitalize on that, but they've definitely got something to capitalize on here. Into the end zone goes Zach Evans. Touchdown from 36 yards out. Heath finds the answer they needed.
And that's probably just what Evans needed from a confidence standpoint.
Yeah.
Had those drops here, he's able to take the handoff right there from Hoover. Hoover goes right up the middle, bounces out to the left-hand side, and he just uses his natural speed to get to the end zone there. Great job, great answer there by Heath, getting right back in this thing. They really did not want, Mike, they did not want to have to punt the ball or give the ball back to North. So great job there.
On 3rd down and short from 36 yards out, a big hole opened up for Zach Evans. And he really didn't have to do anything. Just run straight forward, find the hole, and run. That's all he needed to do, and it worked out beautifully for Rockwall Heath. And now they're back, especially like you're saying, from a confidence perspective. That's a big, big play for Heath. It was only a matter of 90 seconds ago, we were sitting here talking about, gosh, 3rd and 15, you can't give the football back because then you're looking at possibly being down 28-7. Big 3rd down pickup, the pass over the middle, that was also Evans on that 3rd down and 15. Hit Evans over the middle to pick up the 1st down. Nice play to Casey Curtin after that, and then into the end zone from 36 yards out on 3rd down and short. Zach Evans giving Heath exactly what they needed, the answer that they were desperately trying to find, and that cuts it down to a 7-point football game once again, 21-14.
Yeah, that's right, man. One thing that the Rockwall ISD athletic director Russ Reeves said about Coach Spraglin is he's full of energy, and you saw it just then on that touchdown there for Evans. He's over there pumping his guys up and letting them know, hey guys, we are in this thing to win it, you know. So there's no lack of confidence there. They're in this thing to win it.
A lot of running room here on the kickoff, and a nice move to the inside with a lot of running room is Jaden Smith across the 40 and out of bounds at the 44. Now McKinney North doing some damage on the kickoff return.
I'll tell you what, Mike, when you look at it, McKinney North has had excellent field possession to start this first half, every drive. Once again, nice play there. He catches the ball, gets to the right-hand side.
And now we've got a penalty after the play that's going to go against Rockwall Heath, so that's going to give McKinney North even better field position here.
Yeah. Once again, like I was saying, great starting, possessions as far as the field goes for McKinney North. I think every time they've started their offensive drive in this first half, they've been well over the 30 to the 40-yard line. And so from a standpoint of field advantage,
right,
they're definitely winning on that part.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for McKinney North from their own 49-yard line, and the handoff goes up the middle for Manny Fincher, who dances his way across midfield, picks up about 4 on the opening play of the drive. Taking a look at our Facebook comments here on the Facebook feed. We do appreciate you guys joining us there. One thing I will say, please click the share button if you're, especially if you're from the McKinney North or Rockwall Heath communities and you've got friends that may want to watch the game, as the pass comes on the near side in the hands of Noah Ford for a 1st down out inside the 35-yard line to the 34. Hit that share button and let your friends and family know that they too can tune in and watch this football game that we've already seen 35 points on the board in less than a quarter and a half. But also let us know in the comments where you're watching the game from, and let us know who you're tuning in to see. If you've got a particular player that's a nephew or a cousin or anything along those lines, please let us know that as the handoff up the middle for Fincher. Again, just a few yards worth of running room, maybe 3 on 1st and 10.
And, Mike, I'll tell you what, this is when actually running the ball works in your favor. Looks like Fitchy, a head coach right now, is really exercising the run game. And when you run the ball, you work in the clock and you're gaining positive yards. Ball control is what you gain when you can run and pass the ball. And that's what we're seeing right now from North.
Another pickup of about 3 there for Fincher on 2nd down and 6, so 3rd down and about 4 is what they'll mark it off as. They got to get to the 24-yard line, just a hair outside the 24-yard line to pick up a 1st down. Fincher has that, it appears, very close. They may have to measure this one again. It's very close. 1st down. Midway point here of the 2nd quarter. 21-14, McKinney North with the lead here on the WFAA Digital Network. Mike Leslie and Varian Lucas here with you as Markowitz looks deep down the right sideline. He's got Ford again. Noah Ford, touchdown. Dylan Markowitz to Noah Ford for the 2nd time tonight. As you get another look at it here on Thursday Night Lights replay. Noah Ford again behind the defense. The speed of Noah Ford. Mike Fetchy talked about it, how he worked on it in the offseason, ran track, got faster during this offseason, and he's showing that off tonight. 2 deep touchdown passes from Markowitz to Ford. And it's once again a 2-possession game.
That's right. Coach said he will run right by you, Mike. And we saw it on Showcase there tonight. You kind of get the impression that what North is doing is kind of running the ball, maybe trying to catch you off guard because they got speed on the outside. Their wide receivers have speed, and then they hit you deep for the long ball. As you get to look at the play right here, replay option there, and just touchdown. Once again, what is that? 28-14.
Yes, sir.
This is shaping up just like we anticipated it would, Mike.
We talked about the size differential on the other side when Rockwall Heath had the football for Casey Curtin going against Charles Grogan, 6'2" against 5'8", and how Heath was able to take advantage of that. On the flip side, Noah Ford, 6'3", 180 pounds, covered on that play by Des Mims, 5'7", 150. That is a massive size differential, 8 inches that Mims is giving up to Noah Ford. And the speed differential was apparently on display there as well, as Ford was able to do exactly what you said, ran right by him and got deep into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the day, Dylan Markowitz's 3rd touchdown pass of the day, and McKinney North's 4th score overall as they have a 28-14 lead, just a little past the midway point of quarter number 2 here from McKinney ISD Stadium. Kickoff is a short one, and the fair catch signaled for. That'll bring the ball out to the 25-yard line as Casey Curtin makes the fair catch at about the 18.
You talking about viewers, Mike. We have Cindy tuning in all the way from Cleveland, Ohio.
All right.
Cleveland, she says she's a big fan of Brandon Frazier.
Brandon Frazier and Dylan Frazier.
That's
Dylan,
right.
the little brother. Brandon Frazier's the big tight end on his way to Arkansas that we talked about off the top of the telecast. And Dylan Frazier, his younger brother, a sophomore, the backup tight end, the starter at defensive end on the other side of the football. And the Frazier boys can play some ball. Dylan Frazier, just as a sophomore, already has an offer from Texas A&M to come play tight end. And he's still sitting behind his brother here at McKinney North. So there's some talent on that in that Frazier family, rather. And you see Dylan Frazier out there on the field right now, big number 19 on the near side defensive end. Part of that 4-3 set. You can see him there right in the center of your screen, actually, as he shifts to the far side now. 2nd down and about 13 for Rockwall Heath. Hoover in shotgun once again. Looking over the middle, finds a man complete, and that's going to be close to a 1st down, just a hair shy as he finds Michael Harkey over the middle.
That's right. Nice little pitch and catch there from Hoover to Harkey. 1st down yardage is going to move the chain. And once again, Heath find themselves in a situation being down 2 scores. They kind of want to put one in the end zone with 4 minutes and 55 seconds left before halftime.
Near side pass is complete, but a nice defensive play to cut that down right off the rip. Charles Grogan, we were talking about him earlier. He's certainly on the smaller side, 5'8", 170. Just moved to the cornerback position today. This is his 1st game at corner. He was an offensive player prior to that. He was one of the running backs for this football team prior to this week, but they moved him to corner. They needed some help on that side at the cornerback position, and a nice tackle there, taking Zach Evans down for actually a loss of 2 yards. And that'll set up 2nd down and 12. Hoover, play action, deep down the right sideline, ball, a little underthrown, but still caught. Jaden Jones trying to make a man miss inside the 25, rips his way free, he's still going. Inside the 10 and finally out of bounds at the 7-yard line. Jaden Jones, great adjustment to a slightly underthrown ball, and then some beautiful moves down that right sideline, getting away from the defender on 3 different occasions and down inside to the 7-yard line.
That's just what he needed to get the ball down. Brings up 1st and goal. Just the big play they needed as they find themselves behind 2 scores here, trying to see if they can punch one in before they get into halftime.
Timeout called by McKinney North before Hoover and company can race back to the line and keep things moving. 1st timeout called this half by McKinney North. fantastic play down that right sideline. That ball was just, don't get me wrong, not a bad throw by Josh Hoover by any means, but just a hair underthrown, but a really nice job by Jaden Jones to adjust to that football and come back to it a little bit, kind of a basket catch over his shoulder, and then dancing around Michael Norris and fighting his way free, and all the way down inside the 10 to the 7-yard line to set up 1st and goal.
Yeah, it looks like Norris, once he was beat, he tried to get in there and rip the ball from Jones, and he wasn't successful, which allowed Jones to then break free, pick up another about 10 yards on that pass play. Like I said, brings up a 1st and goal for Heath with 4 minutes and 25 seconds left before halftime. I'm pretty sure Coach Spraglin is really trying to – he'd want to punch one in right here, Mike.
It'll be 1st and goal rather from the 7 as Hoover and company are back out there. Handoff goes to Evans. Flag flies in right off the rip. The head linesman on the near side, David Robbs, dropping the flag at the 7-yard line.
Looks like it might be an offsides. Offsides on North.
Certainly in that area. Let's see what our referee says. Yes, indeed. Rodney Allison says offsides against McKinney North, so that'll be half the distance to the goal line. And 1st and goal once again now from about the 3.5 is where that'll likely end up. Indeed it is. Even in this situation, you're going to see Rockwall Heath in shotgun. This is their base offense. This is what they do. Off play action, over the middle, touchdown. Casey Curtin leaping into the air to make the grab on a pass that was frankly floated over the middle by Josh Hoover. He had his arm hit right as he released, and the ball just kind of fluttered into the end zone. But Casey Curtin, wide open, able to leap up and make the catch. And once again, Rockwall Heath has cut this to a 1-score game.
Yeah, that's right. That time Hoover is just waiting on his man there, Curtin, to come across to the middle. So he was able to buy some time. Knew he was going to get hit there, but he was able to just float the ball over there as we take a look at it again. He's trying to buy some time. Know the hit is coming, but Curtin comes right through in the middle, wide open, touchdown. And that's exactly what Heath needed to do, answer the call, as that brings them within a score now, back up North.
The track meet has begun. Look at the second quarter. Dylan Markowitz to Noah Ford. Touchdown made it 21-7 with 9:37 to play in the second quarter. Not quite 2 minutes later, Zach Evans with a 36-yard touchdown run for Heath, and it was 21-14. Not quite 2 minutes later, 1 minute and 59 seconds later, Dylan Markowitz to Noah Ford yet again, 28-14 McKinney North, and now here we are 1 minute and 42 seconds later. Hoover to Casey Curtin, touchdown Heath, and it's 28-21. 4 touchdowns in the span of 5 minutes and 32 seconds. And we've got 49 points on the board with still 4:05 to play in the first half. We promised you offense off the top, and here we are.
That's right, Mike. You take a look at last time these teams met in 2018. Final score was North 28, Heath 22, and we're already at that point.
Out across the 40 after the short kick is the little brother, Dylan Frazier, for McKinney North. So again, good field position for the Bulldogs. That certainly isn't hurting either of these offenses' cause when they're trying to drive down the football field and score touchdowns, quickly answering the previous score. It helps when you've only got to go 55 yards.
Once again, North, excellent, starting point. Once again, they get the ball on their own 45-yard line. Excellent starting position on the field.
So 1st and 10 from their own 45. Markowitz, the handoff to Fincher, cut back behind the line of scrimmage and gets his way out to the 49. Pick up a 4 on the opening play of the drive. Shannon Carmody says on our Facebook feed, thank you Thursday Night Lights, proud Heath Hawk teacher. Hashtag WTD, and as Varian mentioned earlier, that means win the day. You'll see that across the back of the jerseys for Rockwall Heath. WTD means win the day. Right now they're trailing by 7, but their offense is certainly turning it on over the course of this second quarter to keep pace with a very powerful McKinney North offense. Right now their defense in a situation where they could potentially get off the field here if they can get a stop on 3rd down and 3.
That's right, Mike. I tell you, defense. If Heath can find a way to get a big stop here and get the ball back to that offense.
Fincher
it's clicking.
Cross the 50, first down.
It's clicking right now. They can find themselves tying this ball game back up before we get into halftime.
So a first down for McKinney North out to the 45. Markowitz off play action, looking deep over the middle. Has a man, just outshot him. Just over the outstretched fingertips of Sean Mansour, deep downfield, up the seam. But Mansour just about 1.5 yards shy of where he needed to be. Ball a little overthrown by Dylan Markowitz. So 2nd down and 10 now for Markowitz and company. This time again off play action. It's Brandon Frazier over the middle, runs into the official, has a first down and then some. The umpire, Denny Mathis, caught a face full of Brandon Frazier. Look at this over the middle, right into the umpire, but enough for a first down.
And I'm pretty sure he's trying to get out of the way of Frazier there.
First down carry here for Jaden Smith, the backup tailback. Picks up about 5. Smith on the year, 23 carries for 132 yards and a touchdown. If that's your backup running back, you're doing all right. Only a sophomore and already putting up some numbers. Here off play action. Wide open over the middle is Sean Mansour. Just shy of the end zone. Couldn't quite keep his feet, but he was wide open off play action. Mansour down to the 1, and now Markowitz. The handoff. Cut down short of the end zone. Grady Brewer with a very nice tackle.
Yeah, you see the hurry-up offense now. They're trying to really catch him off guard there and punch one in real quick. Nice job there.
It was Jaden Smith that had the ball in his hands. But Grady Brewer, the inside linebacker, cutting across the line of scrimmage and cutting him down just shy of the goal line. Now Markowitz looking to the near side. 1:20 to play here, second quarter.
Looks like he's just trying to let some time tick off the clock there before they get the next play in.
Down to 6 on the play clock, the handoff, and again cut down shy is Jaden Smith. This time Marcus Soule involved in the tackle right at the 1 yard line. Back-to-back plays, a nice job by this Heath Hawks defense. Under a minute we've now ticked to here in the second quarter. And actually cutting through for the tackle, that was Tavin Paxton, our player to watch on that Heath Hawks defense. So 3rd down and goal. Markowitz, handoff, again, cut down short, swallowed up, and he actually lost a yard. Penetration from this Heath front 7, outstanding.
What?
Pushing offensive linemen back into the backfield.
So what do you do here, Mike? Time ticking, 4th down. Do you try to punch it in, or do you put 3 on the board?
I think one thing's very clear. As the play clock has been reset, they're going to let this tick down, certainly inside 10, and call a timeout, and maybe down as low as 5. Whatever the amount of seconds Mike Fetchy's comfortable with, and they're going to let it tick down all the way to 2 seconds on the clock here in the second quarter and call timeout and talk it over and decide whether or not they want to kick a field goal to go up 10 here before the half, or if they want to try and punch it in and go up 14 before the halftime break. But we've seen how 1st down, 2nd down, and 3rd down from the 1 yard line have gone so far for this McKinney North offense. So you wonder what the confidence level is on 4th down and goal from now about the 2 yard line after they lost a yard there on 3rd down and goal from the 1. What is your confidence level that you can punch it in? And I do see down on this near sideline at about the 27 yard line, their kicker, Tyler Huddle, is at least getting loose. So that would seem to be, and now perhaps they're trying to play mind games with Rockwall Heath's coaching staff and show that they're doing one thing when in fact they're doing the other, and it looks to be that that's the case as the offense runs back out on the field despite Huddle getting warm. So it's going to be 4th and goal from the 2-yard line. Dylan Markowitz, all 6'5", 230 pounds of him, in shotgun. Manny Fincher.
Out now. Yeah,
yes, indeed. Now Heath calls timeout.
It's like they just kind of wanted to look and see what they had going there, and then they're going to take a timeout.
Manny Fincher did come back out on the field, though. The senior running back, the starting running back for McKinney North. It was Jaden Smith, the sophomore, that was in there on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down and goal and got held up each time. Now, I don't mean to say that was Jaden Smith's fault, because if we're being totally honest here, the offensive line for McKinney North was pushed back into the backfield on at least one of those downs. We saw Jackson Luff, big number 54, just barrel his way into the backfield on that 3rd down and goal play and just destroy anything that McKinney North had planned. So I don't mean to put it on Jaden Smith by any means, but it does appear that it's going to be the senior running back, Manny Fincher, that is out on the field here for 4th down and goal. He is a bigger running back, too, for what it's worth. 6 foot, 200 pounds as compared to 5'9", 180 for Jaden Smith, so a little more lumber if they do indeed hand it off to Fincher. But it's Markowitz in shotgun on 4th and goal. 2 seconds in the half. Handoff goes to Fincher. It's a halfback pass. Touchdown, McKinney North on the trick play. Noah Ford wide open in the end zone.
Nice dial-up right there by Coach. Nice dial-up. You're going to see it. You'll see it. Takes the handoff. And he finds, who is that?
Noah Ford.
Noah Ford wide open for the touchdown. Big play right there. Big momentum play also for North as they look to go up 2 scores. And they indeed do that.
35-21 as the extra point is up and through, and that is how we go to the halftime break. Manny Fincher, the 6 foot, 200 pound running back in the game, we thought to try and carry the ball across the goal line. Instead, Mike Fetchy dials up the trick play. The offensive coordinator, Kyle Harden, the two of them dialing up the trick play here. The halfback pass as he rolls to the near side and finds Noah Ford wide open in the end zone with no time remaining in the half. 35-21, your score. McKinney North with the lead at the break.
Tell you what, you look at the first half there. Let's see, Heath fumbled the ball 2 times there and had the punt, and which gave North the momentum there to get on the side of the ball to where, you know, these games when you're dealing with 2 high-powered offenses, the team that wins the turnover battle tends to get the edge. Tends to get the edge, and right now that edge is going to go to North. They're winning the turnover battle.
They've got a 2-possession lead right now, and we've seen 2 drives from Rockwall Heath end in fumbles. That in a lot of ways is your difference in the football game right now, in a game where, other than that, pretty much every drive has ended in a touchdown. That's why McKinney North has this 35-21 lead at the halftime break. Time for the bands here on Thursday Night Lights. First up, Rockwall Heath taking the field, and then after that it will be homecoming here at McKinney North as their band and drill team take the field, and then they will announce the homecoming king and queen as well. All of that coming up over the course of halftime here from McKinney ISD Stadium. We'll see the 2 of us come back in just a little bit, but for the moment, enjoy the show.
their award-winning Mighty Hawk Band. The band is sponsored by Jim Hyatt, Realtor Keller Williams Rockwall, Zero Lake Dentistry, and Orthodontics of Heath, Dr. Cassie Lawson, dental professionals of Rockwall, Dr. Bridget Potter, and Dr. Abby Mann, and Shenanigans of Rockwall. Band member of the week is Scott Aldridge. Our section of the week is the clarinet. Section leaders are Brooks Henderson and Sophie Bryant. Tonight, we present our UIL program entitled War Among Gods. Music written by Gustav Holt, arranged by Kevin Shaw and Rod Kosterman. And now, the Mighty Hawk Band.
welcome to the field your award-winning 2019-2020 McKinney High School North Stars. The North Stars are led onto the field by Lieutenant Joju Olahede, Lieutenant Carolina De Leon, First Lieutenant Kennedy Montague, and Captain Taylor Hinkle. The recording of this performance should not be sold or distributed either via hard copy or social media in accordance with copyright law. North Star Social Officers are Sarah Chandler and Savannah Miller. North Star Line Officers are Lauren Davis and Casey Jim. North Star Police is Bella Lavalli. Spirit Girl of the Week is Maya Booker. Starlet of the Week is Mary Jordan. Now, under the direction of Audrey Martin and Nicole Caro, and accompanied by the McKinney North High School Bulldog Band, here are your 2019-2020 North Stars. Let's hear it again for your McKinney North High School North Stars. Good evening, Bulldog family and friends. We would like to thank our administrators, faculty, and staff for putting together this special evening. Thank you for joining us in celebrating our 2019 MNHS Homecoming Court. Now, please welcome our McKinney North High School King and Queen nominees. Please welcome R.J. Bender. R.J. is escorted by his mother, Frederica, and his father, Ray. Over his 4 years at McKinney North, R.J. has participated in Avid and Club Avid, plays varsity football, and is on the varsity track and field team. R.J. will continue his education in the fall and plans on majoring in engineering and playing football.
Mike Leslie and Varian Lucas back with you here at McKinney ISD. Both the bands and drill teams have finished up. Right now, McKinney ISD announcing their homecoming king and queen here momentarily down on the far right-hand side. I'm not sure if our camera will be able to get a shot of that or not, but they're introducing the homecoming queen at the moment. Meanwhile, at halftime, our score is 35-21 in favor of McKinney North. 3 touchdowns from North in that second quarter to take this 2-score lead into the break. Manny Fincher, Dylan Markowitz, and Noah Ford have been involved in every touchdown so far this evening that McKinney North has scored. Markowitz had a touchdown pass to J.J. Henry as well that started the scoring for McKinney North. Fincher with a touchdown run and the touchdown pass there right before halftime. And take a look at this. Your homecoming king is a football player. That is linebacker Carson Chris. I don't know if you, okay, we do have him on camera now. That's Carson Chris here, or I guess he's part of the homecoming court. I don't know if they're necessarily doing homecoming king right now or not, but he's missing the halftime conversation right now because he's out here being announced as part of the homecoming court. Not bad. So, yeah, you see them kind of rolling through and introducing all of the homecoming kings and king and queen in the court and all of that. Head coach Mike Fetch, he said he kind of tries to get homecoming out of the way before the district schedule starts because he wants his kids to be able to focus on football, especially when they get into what is a tough district in 7-5A Division II. But you get a chance to kind of see, as we continue to talk about this opening half of play, the homecoming court announced here at McKinney North High School. But yeah, 35-21 the score at the break. We were kind of taking you through the scoring. This one opened up and Josh Hoover to Corbin Cleveland just two and a half minutes into the first quarter to give Heath a 7-0 lead. And it kind of just set the table for what this half has been. It's been back and forth all half long. Both teams driving down the field and scoring touchdowns pretty much unless they turn the football over. We've only seen, I believe, 2 punts all half long, 2 turnovers from Rockwall Heath, a punt from McKinney North, and then maybe 1 punt from Rockwall Heath, if memory serves. But it has been, other than that, an awful lot of offense, 56 combined points through this first half of play.
Yeah, it's kind of what we anticipated tonight. Both teams have a high-powered offense that can get the ball in the end zone. Great weapons outside, receiver core, top-notch quarterbacks. And so we knew that we were going to see some scoring tonight. The keys, and one of the keys to the game is going to be who wins the turnover battle and who can win that fourth down. And we saw it there in the first half, and really that's the difference in the scoring where Heath had 2 fumbles, and North was able to capitalize on those fumbles and put, 14 points came out of both fumbles. So that's really, the difference in the game. Like I said, both teams are going to score, and we're going to see what's going to happen now in the second half. Like I said, it's going to come down to big plays. It's going to turn into a defensive game. I tell you, if who's North or Heath, whichever defense can make a big play, whether that's force a fumble, interception, whatever you might have there, that's really who's going to gain some momentum here in this second half. But just like we advertised, Mike, we knew offense. You know, this is what I play quarterback, and this is a type of game that you love putting points on the board. You know, and we have it on Showcase tonight, and I'm just excited. You know, it's and we have several people commenting on our Facebook page. They're tuning in from Cleveland, Ohio. There's New York City tuning in, and so hello to a lot of. Let's see, here's Kimberly Adams all the way in New York City, watching her Bulldogs. Thanks to Thursday night streaming here on WFAA. Hello to a longtime friend of WFAA's, Kiara Allen. She's watching tonight. We thank her for, watching. Feel free to keep commenting. I'm going to try to do my best to pay attention to the comments here if you have any questions. I mean, we're in a gorgeous, Mike, stadium.
Yes, indeed.
It's gorgeous stadium, top notch. Service and everything has been great so far. It looks like they just kind of announced a homecoming queen.
Yeah, it looks like King and Queen are being officially announced here for the homecoming court for McKinney North. This is homecoming tonight. There you go. There's your King and Queen. Your King's kind of blocked by a pole. Unfortunate positioning of the net behind the field goal post. So he's not quite getting his moment of shine that maybe he deserves, but congratulations to the two of them. Meanwhile, let's take a look at halftime stats between Rockwall Heath and McKinney North. McKinney North, 325 total yards. Heath with 232. Heath leading the way from a passing perspective, 195 passing yards. McKinney North with 186 on the ground, though. North with the edge there, 139 rushing yards to 37 for Rockwall Heath. Neither team's thrown a pick, but we did see the two fumbles that Rockwall Heath put on the ground that McKinney North was able to jump on top of. They put the ball on the deck even more than that tonight, Varian, that they were fortunate to jump back on top of, but they did indeed have the two turnovers there in the opening quarter and change. Josh Hoover himself, 195 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air for Heath. Zach Evans, 32 rushing yards and a touchdown. Preston Landis chipping in with 17 rushing yards so far. Jaden Jones with an even 100 yards of receiving already for Heath through one half of play. Casey Curtin, 27 yards and a touchdown. Jaden Hilgendorf, 26 yards and a touchdown. Beg your pardon, I believe that these stats are incorrect. It wasn't Hilgendorf. We talked about this earlier. It was Corbin Cleveland who had that touchdown reception in the early going. Cleveland listed as having 12 yards in this particular stat page that we're looking at, but I believe that they may have given some of Hilgendorf's yards to Corbin Cleveland. Anyway, Zach Evans with 17 receiving yards, Michael Harkey with 13 to round out the stats for Heath. For McKinney North, Dylan Markowitz, 184 yards through the air and 2 touchdowns, and Manny Fincher with 2 passing yards and 1 touchdown there right before the halftime break. Rushing-wise, Emmanuel Fincher, 62 yards and a score. Noah Ford with 24 yards and a touchdown run. Ford doesn't have a touchdown run. He's got a couple of touchdown receptions. I think they may have accidentally given him a touchdown run when he caught the touchdown pass from Manny Fincher. Anyway, Ford with 2 touchdown receptions, J.J. Henry with a touchdown reception, and then Ford with 3 touchdown receptions, and J.J. Henry with 1, Manny Fincher with the touchdown run. That's the one rushing score that we've seen so far tonight from McKinney North. Ford with 91 receiving yards here in the opening half. Brandon Frazier with 38. J.J. Henry with 30 receiving yards, and Sean Mansour chipping in with 27 receiving yards through one half of play here from McKinney ISD Stadium. Just about 80 seconds to go before the opening kickoff here in the second half. Both football teams are back on the field, and we're just about ready for action here in the second half, Varian. What impressed you most maybe through that first half of play?
What impressed me was the poise of both quarterbacks. It's one of the things that both coaches have commented on Hoover and Dillon on both sides of the ball. Especially for Hoover to be a sophomore, and have that much poise. It really impressed me.
Yeah.
And to see the poise, and he's hitting his targets. And it's like I said, Heath is a young ball club, but they don't seem to be rattled. I mean, they're right in this game, Mike. So that's really impressed me through the course of the first half. You know.
Both of these quarterbacks just shy of 200 passing yards in the first half. We've got a stat sheet courtesy of McKinney ISD that lists the last time a McKinney North player passed for more than 400 yards. That was Christian Files, had 436 yards against J.J. Pierce back in 2015. So it's been a little bit, but certainly an opportunity for Dylan Markowitz to eclipse that number this evening if they continue at the pace that they have through the first half of play. 4 touchdown passes in total for McKinney North, 3 of them from Markowitz, of course the one from Manny Fincher there right before the half on what was truly a gutty decision from Mike Fetchy. They go for it on 4th and goal from the 2, and they fake the run to the right with Manny Fincher. He pulls up on the halfback pass into the end zone. Noah Ford was wide open, and that's how they have this 35-21 lead as the second half is about ready to get underway. This is Thursday Night Lights on the WFAA Digital Network. We are live on WFAA's Facebook page, YouTube Live, and on WFAA.com. We do appreciate you joining us here tonight. We are sponsored by Texas Health Resources. We are, again, live on all 3 of those platforms, and we do want to give a shout-out to the folks watching on YouTube as well. 97 currently watching on YouTube, over 200 currently watching on our Facebook page, and we would encourage you to please click the share button or post that YouTube link if you're watching on YouTube to wherever you may like to. If it's on Twitter, if it's on any social media, send a text message to a friend and say, hey, check out the broadcast, whatever the case may be. But please share it around and let your friends and family know that we got a heck of a football game on our hands. We got 56 points in the first half between these two teams, and you have to imagine quite a few more are coming, as it will be McKinney North to receive the opening kickoff of the second half. So an opportunity here for North to maybe open this game up a little bit, scoring before the half the way that they did, and knowing that they were going to have the football back to start the second half. Very well executed by McKinney North, and they're going to try and take advantage of that now.
Yeah, this looks like North's going to get the ball first, and Heath's going to kind of come out and try to make a big defensive stance as they just try a little pooch kick there, and so we'll see how definitely the first half has been exciting. I can't wait to see how this thing is going to end, Mike. You know. I think you said in the opening broadcast the scoreboard operator might have carpal tunnel. It might be setting in right about now. So
that was Cade Pratt making the fair catch there on the opening kickoff here of the second half. That's actually the son of McKinney ISD athletic director Sean Pratt, former coach here at McKinney North, and his son, one of the backup receivers on this team and a key special teamer for this group as well. First play of the second half, a handoff to Fincher that goes for a gain of 2. Varian, you've mentioned it. One of these defenses needs to make a play here in the second half, and whichever one does, maybe the team that ends up winning this football game, because we've seen a ton of offense, but you figure at some point as Fincher is stumbling to the ground and maybe loses a yard there on 2nd and 8, so it's going to be 3rd and long. So here an opportunity right off the rip perhaps for Rockwall Heath defense to make a play.
Yeah, and if you're Heath here, you want to capitalize because you want that ball back. Being down 2 scores, you want to get the ball back into your offense, and so they can try to get some points on the board.
Markowitz flushed out of the pocket. He's got a man in his ankles, but he gets the ball off. Complete for a first down shot. And then Monster put it on the deck.
They got
it. Did Rockwall Heath get it before it went out of bounds? The officials say they did.
Wow.
Rockwall Heath football.
What a sequence of events. Big play here as we take a look at the replay here.
I mean, Markowitz has men at his feet. He's wrapped up around the ankles by Jaden Allen, gets it off, but then Sean Mansour, after the catch, loses the football and scooping it up on the far sideline is Grady Brewer, and the officials say he did indeed possess the football before he hit that white stripe on the left side, on the far sideline, and it's Rockwall Heath football at midfield. So here comes Josh Hoover, the sophomore quarterback, with an opportunity to answer. The handoff to Evans up the middle. The sophomore running back across the 30, inside the 25, and down to the 21-yard line.
If I'm Coach Spraglin, this is exactly how I dialed it up at halftime. This is exactly. Let's go out here, guys. Get a quick 3 and out. Get the ball back. Get
and now
it
they're
back
quick
to our
back
offense.
to the line of scrimmage. Hoover over the middle. A man open. It's Cleveland. Down inside the 10 to the 5, and they're going to mark him down at the 4. Like you said, this is exactly what Rockwall Heath wanted coming out of the halftime break. And again, they're quick back to the line. Hoover, quick snap, handoff. Up the middle goes Zach Evans, close, but taken down, they're going to say, about the 2-yard line. They marked him back a little further than I thought they would. I thought he got a little closer to the goal line than that, but second down and goal from the 2, and now again, quick back to the line. And again, the handoff goes up the middle, and that time they're in. Zach Evans, touchdown, one-score game.
One-score game. This is exactly what Heath needed to do, and as you look on the sideline there, you see Heath players jumping, high-fiving, coaches over there into the game. This is exactly what you wanted to do from a defensive standpoint to get your ball club back into the game.
Extra point, though, is no good. That ball, I wonder if we can get another look at that. I don't know if they run the recording on extra points like that, but not executed the way that they would have wanted to there on the extra point. And,
he just missed it, Mike. He got a bad hit on it, and it went below the crossbar. So,
still a one-possession game, but an 8-point game it will remain, 35-27 after the touchdown run from Zach Evans. But just as we were saying, one of these defenses is going to need to make a play. The hit on, beg your pardon, wide receiver Sean Mansour, that's who it was. Sean Mansour got hit on that far left sideline. Ball broke loose, and jumping on top of it was that Rockwall Heath defense. Grady Brewer recovering the fumble, and just a few plays later, down the field Heath goes. Zach Evans into the end zone. They were running the hurry up big time on that offensive possession, racing back to the line of scrimmage, Varian, and trying to keep McKinney North's defense on the field and force them to not be able to substitute, force them to deal with these quick snaps, and it clearly worked. Right down the field they go, and Rockwall Heath has cut this to a one-score game. Now a short kick will be fair caught at the 32, and that's where McKinney North will start their second possession of the second half. We said we thought we'd see 100 combined points between these two teams. They keep scoring every 2 minutes here in the third quarter. We may see that before the end of 3 frames. I mean, 35-27 it stands right now. That's already 62 combined points. And I got to imagine we're not done seeing scoring this evening. So here comes Markowitz, the little flip to the outside for Manny Fincher, who's able to get the corner and gets across the 35, slung down out of bounds. So if you're Mike Fetchy and company for McKinney North, how do you respond to that now? That we talk about how that was exactly the way that Rockwall Heath would want to come out of the halftime break. It's exactly not how McKinney North would want to come out of halftime, as Fincher carries once again, this time out close to the 40, and it'll set up 3rd and short.
Well, I think North is going to stay the course. I mean, they're making excellent progress handing the ball off there. They're getting 5 yards every time on the pop, and so now is not the time for North. As you see, they just drew them off sides there. Now is not the time for North to panic, okay? They're still in this game. I don't think now is the time for you to get cued or anything like that. Just stick with your plan, execute, and I think they'll be okay. But on the other side of the ball, Heath comes out with a big defensive stop, get on the board, miss the extra point. However, they're back at it. needing another defensive stance to get the ball back to that offense. That offense is clicking right now, and they're feeling good, and they have the momentum.
Right.
And definitely Evans is feeling good and has the momentum. And so you want to get them back the ball.
That ball over the middle intended for Sean Mansour, and it's incomplete. Sliding across the 40-yard line, but couldn't quite haul it in. But I think you're absolutely right, though. McKinney North, as much as that was an inauspicious start to the second half for them, they still have 35 points on the board, and they've been very efficient all night long. Like you say, just continue doing what you're doing, and you should be fine. This time the handoff goes to the backup. Jaden Smith, the sophomore, gets out to the 49-yard line, just across midfield, and that'll set up third down. And about 4, they've got to get right to the 45 in Rockwall Heath territory. And on the flip side, for Rockwall Heath, as excited as they are and should be for a very strong start to this second half, creating the turnover and driving down and turning that into a touchdown, their defense still has work to be done because they're still a score behind. They need a stop, and it's not going to happen on this third down. Over the middle, complete for Sean Mansour. First down and more inside the 30 to the 27.
That's right. Nice catch there. Mansour finds his guy right down the middle, breaks open, hangs on to the ball, takes a nice little pop there, but able to move the chain. And like we said,
play action, deep ball over the
got
middle.
Him.
Mansour,
got him.
Touchdown.
Goodness gracious. This is score, Mike.
I mean, that really is the tenor of this football game. It is touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. This time, it's Sean Mansour in the end zone.
Well, and it's like we said, there's no need for North to panic. Heath came out and got the defensive stop that they needed, and were able to capitalize on it. But, North, there's no need for North to panic. Stay your offense, keep moving the ball, and you see it there pay off there. And I think that's what Coach is going to tell his guys.
42-27, our score now is once again you see the touchdown hookup from Markowitz to Sean Mansour. Touchdown pass number 4 of the day for Dylan Markowitz. And McKinney North once again in front by a pair of scores. A 15-point lead right now because of that missed extra point after the Heath touchdown only a minute and a half ago. Heath scored a minute and 50 seconds into this second half, 10-10 on the clock, and now here we are, I guess just a little over a minute and a half later, a minute and 36 seconds later. Sean Mansour on the receiving end from Dylan Markowitz, and it's again a 2-score lead for McKinney North.
That's right. I mean, both of these teams played in 2010, 2011, and 2018. And the highest points that was scored was in 2011 by Heath, who put up 41 points. I must say, Mike, I think we're going to break that record because we already have.
It's done, yeah. That mark has just been eclipsed with that last extra point. So 42 now the high in this matchup as the fair catch is called for and made at about the 33. And that's where Heath will get back to work. Once again, down 2 scores. So, again, as excited as they were and should have been for a very strong start to the second half, McKinney North is unrelenting with their offensive, with the pressure that their offense puts on their opponent. I talked with both of these teams before the game. I talked a little bit with Tavin Paxton. I talked a little bit with Josh Hoover. And then I also talked with Brandon Frazier, the tight end for McKinney North. Talked with kids on both sides, and both sides felt like, yeah, we're probably going to have to put up 50-plus in order to win this football game. They just understood from an offensive perspective that pressure is on you right from the jump. And sure enough, I mean, it's probably going to have to be more than that. Here's McKinney North with 42 on the board. We're only 4 minutes in, not quite yet, 4 minutes into the third quarter. This is a game that could easily go into the 60s.
Easily, and I think we would. I think we're going to see that 60 game tonight. it looks like Heath find themselves down, and so they definitely want to get on the scoreboard right now. You do not want to get too far behind on this Rockwall team.
Flag down on the little screen pass on the near side to Corbin Cleveland. The near side McKinney North coaching staff pointing the other direction, saying it's going to be against Rockwall Heath, and it is indeed a hold against the Hawks, and that'll bring it back. That'll turn what was 3rd down and 1 and a conversion into 3rd down and a good deal longer. We'll see where they step this off to. Looks like the new line of scrimmage is going to be about the 36-yard line, so 3rd down and about 8 forthcoming.
Yeah.
So here's Hoover in shotgun. He's got 3 wide receivers to the far side. He's going to come
open.
near side.
He got him.
Open. Michael Harkey touched, not touchdown, 1st down.
Yeah, he had him wide open from, as we take a look on the end play, he was wide open. If Hoover could have led him a little bit, he could have still been running, probably picked up another 5 or 10 yards there. But nice answer right there by Heath.
Handoff here on 1st down goes to Zach Evans, and he has nowhere to go. Good pursuit from basically the entire McKinney North Bulldogs defense as they strung that out to the near side, and it's a loss of 2.
Yeah, I got a little trivia here for our Facebook people who are tuning in. I want to ask you a question. So there is a famous running back currently in the NFL that played his high school football at McKinney North. And this particular guy was the 2018.
Deep ball right sideline, wide open, into the end zone. Touchdown, Jaden Jones. There is a flag down on both sides near the line of scrimmage. It appears, though, from the preliminary signal, offsides against McKinney North. Touchdown, it appears, will stand. And McKinney North, again, finds the answer.
Hey, Mike, you think you can give me some time here before somebody scores? You think I get some time here?
There's no time for trivia tonight.
Oh, my goodness here.
46 yards down the right sideline from Josh Hoover to Jaden Jones. This time the extra point is up and through. And it's 42-34, and Heath again just keeps fighting back.
Yes, and I must say that is a touchdown that Heath needed. As we take a look at it again, Hoover just slings it out there, finds this guy who had him beat. Who is that? Jones. That's Jones it is. He finds him, and it's just the answer that Heath needed, as they find themselves trying to gain the momentum. Offense is clicking. Like we keep saying, Mike, there's has to be a defensive play to where Heath can get the ball back, get themselves back into the game. They're not out of the game, but they want to stop North. Defense wants to come through with a stop on North right here and try to get that ball back, but because it's clear that the offense is clicking right now.
Now, you were able to at least get enough of your trivia question out there that people were able to answer, and very quickly the McKinney North fans have answered with correct responses over and over and over again. We've got many responses. Beth Fetchy, that may be the wife of head coach Mike Fetchy, who very quickly, I think, had the first answer that I see here of Ronald Jones. Justin Landreth had the answer right. Andrew Weatherford had the answer right. Amy Harrison-Williams went shorthand, just called him Rojo. Don Jablonski had Ronald Jones. Unapologetic Erica. That's quite the Facebook name, Erica.
Yes,
I like that. Team Ronald Jones, she says. Yeah, there's quite a few that knew the answer to your trivia question. Meanwhile, Derek Greer on the other side for Heath celebrating the touchdown from the Hawks that once again trims this back to a one-score game. 42-34. We're still not at the midway point of quarter number 3. Handoff goes to Fincher, and he's strung out on the near sideline, picks up about 2.5 on the first play of the drive.
Yeah, that's right. Ronald Jones was a 4-star recruit back in 2015 when he was a Bulldog here. Number 5 running back selected in the 2018 draft. So It went 2018 to number 38th pick. So
Okay, Beth Fetchy says nope. She's the very proud mother of head coach Mike Fetchy as the pass goes on the far side.
Oh, fumble!
Again. Once again, they fumble the football, but this time McKinney North able to jump on top of it, but that probably cost them a first down here as the pass went on the far side. Nice job by Markowitz to roll out and find an open man. He definitely danced around. He
definitely put it on the ground. He definitely put it on the ground, and that's one that if Heath can have that one back, they would like to get that one back. That is what they need.
Flags on the deck again on what was 3rd down and 2. Free 5 yards and a free first down off the encroachment against the Heath Hawks defense, and that will keep the chains moving.
Nice job there by North. I can kind of tell Heath is a little antsy to get after him right now, so trying to catch him off guard. He's got a man. He caught.
Deep over the middle, complete inside the 20. First down and inside the red zone is J.J. Henry on the receiving end.
That's right, J.J. Once again, we see it on display, the speed of J.J. I'm telling you, Mike, we're going to be we're going to put some points on the board.
You said it was going to be in the 60s, and we appear to be well on our way. Hand off to Fincher. Fincher's got some running room.
If he
gets to the outside, inside the 5, and a big hit right before the goal line, but a big run from Manny Fincher, and it'll be 1st and goal. He got hammered right at the goal line. 1st and goal now for Markowitz and company. Claps for the snap, hands to Fincher. Fincher strung to the outside, stiff arm, trying to get to the goal line. Held up, dives, touchdown.
He got it.
He fought for that score.
He fought for that one. Nice job there by Fincher. Was able to, he got hit right there around the 1 yard line, but he was able to turn and just push and push. You see it right there. He's able to turn and push and stretch. That last stretch puts him over the pylon. Touchdown Bulldogs.
Out for the extra point is Tyler Huddle for what would be his 7th extra point this evening, as McKinney North looking to take a 15-point edge once again. Huddle's extra point is indeed up and through. 49-34 your score. 4:48 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter, and we've already seen 4 touchdowns in this half.
Yeah, as we take a look at it again there, just a nice job there by finishing the play there. Able to get the ball over into the end zone there. And as you turn and we talk about it, with 4:48 left here, your score 49-34. I'm telling you, Mike, this is exciting. I don't know if you can tell the excitement that we have up here, but this is a great game. You got 2 high-powered offense. You have 2 high-powered offenses, going at it, and the defenses is trying to get the edge. Right now, North defense has the edge, but Heath I don't know. I just don't know, Mike.
Heath defense is going to need to come up with at least 1 stop.
Yeah, I dare say 2.
I guess, from a mathematical standpoint, they really need at least 2. And that's if their offense executes every single time.
That's right. And just like in the first half, the second half, North has been getting the ball in great field possession too. So we'll see here.
Short kick fielded, stepping out of bounds at the 25-yard line. They kind of did him a favor there.
Yeah, he really should have let that one go out of bounds. If
Casey Curtin had just let that ball go out of bounds, it's a completely different set of circumstances here, and the ball would be out at the 35 instead of the 24 is where they're going to mark it. So I think if he could have had that to do all over again, I think he'd prefer to do that differently. But still decent field position for Josh Hoover and company. Once again, down 2 scores here as with 4:48 on the clock in the third quarter. I don't know if it's fair to say quite yet that they're running out of time, but this is the pressure that is put on you as right up the middle goes Zach Evans.
There he goes.
Evans has got a ton of room across midfield and inside the 40.
You see it right there, the speed of the Tulsa commit right there as he takes the handoff from Hoover. And, I mean, he goes right up the gut, through the heart of that defense. Great pickup there.
Again, they put it on the deck, though. This time Hoover's able to hop back on top of it. The handoff exchange between Hoover and Zach Evans tonight has just not been what you'd hope it would be if you're Mike Spradlin, their head coach. That is, I believe, the fourth different time that those two have been involved in a fumble in some way, shape, or form. They've both done a great job of producing a lot of yards and a lot of points tonight, don't get me wrong, but that is a potential problem for this team. This time over the middle, it's Casey Curtin wide open. He's got a first down. Runs through one tackle, runs through another inside the 15.
Bring on the bulldozer that time. Takes the pass from Hoover right there, round about the 30-yard line. And, I mean, he comes up and he just, boom, and keeps trucking right there. Is R.J.
Bender on the receiving end of that, and that sets up 1st and 10 at the 14. Handoff goes to Preston Landis. Only room for him to pick up about a yard on 1st and 10.
Hello, Ms. Norris is joining us from Saxey's, watching her grandson, Lacey, tonight. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, please let us know if you're watching on Facebook or if you're watching on YouTube. Let us know in the comments where you're watching from, who you're tuning in to see. I'm sure many of you have got nephews, cousins, sons, brothers, whatever the case may be. This time it's Preston Landis with the handoff again on 2nd and 9, and again, very little running room. Give him about a yard, and it'll be 3rd and 8. And please, if you're so inclined, hit the share button and let folks that you know that are potentially part of these two communities tune in. Snap goes right through the hands of Hoover. He does a nice job to scramble back on top of it and just throw the football away, but that sets up now 4th down and 8. Right over the head of Josh Hoover. It did hit him in the hands. It wasn't a terrible snap. It was a little bit high, but it was not a terrible snap by any means. But I think Josh Hoover maybe wasn't expecting it, and now that sets up 4th down and 8 from the 12-yard line. They've got to get just outside the 4 is where the stick is at.
Big play here, right here.
2 wide receivers to either side for Hoover. Looks to the far sideline.
Yeah, if you're Heath here, you want to get this first down or in the end zone. And on the other side of the ball, as they just called a timeout here, North, big play also for your defense and here in the second half.
If you're McKinney North, with the confidence that they have in their offense, and with as efficient as their offense has been tonight, you almost have to feel like if you're able to get a stop here, you might be able to put this game out of reach if you can drive down the field and score another touchdown and go up 3 scores at that point. So this is a very, very big play for Rockwall Heath's offense. And again, this is the pressure that McKinney North puts on you. There's no consideration right now for Mike Spradlin to kick a field goal right now. That doesn't help you. It just doesn't. You'd still be down 2 scores with 2:39 left in the third quarter. You're in a world of hurt at that point, giving the football back to McKinney North. You need to keep this. You need to stay in touch, basically. A touchdown here keeps you in touch, keeps your opportunity. Then you're 1 stop away. Make 1 stop, and you got a chance here.
That's right. Yeah, I mean,
but a field goal doesn't help you.
Yeah, I mean, every game comes down to pivotal moments, and this is definitely a pivotal moment.
This is absolutely one of those. 4th down and 8, and Hoover's going to be in shotgun. 1 wide receiver to either side. It's more a tighter formation here as they come out of the timeout. Hoover flushed and taken down in the backfield.
Big stop in there. Wow.
Coming through for the sack is Yarman Evans, and Hoover had no time, nowhere to go.
Yeah, it looks like he got away with a little face mask in there, but the refs didn't see it. I didn't see it. Nice job by North defense. Big turnover there. Pivotal moment. And like you indicated, Mike, Now North has the time. We'll kind of see what they'll do. I kind of suspect they'll come out and kind of run the ball, kind of work some clock, move the ball, and try to see if they can put some more points on the board and stretch that lead here.
First play of the possession is a handoff to Fincher, and he's across the 20, spun down at about the 24. A couple extra words after the play between Fincher and Heath Clinton.
Yeah, things seem to be getting maybe a little chippy out there. Guys are starting to get after it. You know, like I said, pivotal moment. These are, you know, this could be one of those game-changing moments here. So, you know,
Fincher and Clinton still barking at each other after this play, even though Clinton really wasn't involved with the tackle there as Fincher picked up the first down. I think Fincher didn't like the way that he was spun to the ground on that first down carry. Clinton got a hold of his leg, and I don't think there was any malice there necessarily, but neither side liked it very much. This time it's complete over the middle for Mansour, and he's got another first down. He's been very effective over the middle for them tonight, Varian.
I tell you, if he's had that middle open all night long, they do a great job there by running the ball, and then he's hitting Fincher over the middle all night long. I think that's about the third or the fifth time he's had him there wide open.
This time running through tackles is Jaden Smith. Smith's freed off the sideline and steps out of bounds inside the 15. He ran right through a tackle.
Jaden Smith, the sophomore at 59, 180 pounds there. I mean, he lowered his shoulders and he let him have it. Great job there. And once again, you know, North is able to run the ball and pass the ball. So, you know, once again, you stay the course. They're staying the course. Stay the course. North is doing a great job. And if you're Heat, as we see things are starting to get a little chippy out here, you got to come up with a defensive stop. You got to get your team, your offense, the ball, because Heath's offense is clicking, but they can't click, Mike, if they don't have the ball.
False start there on that 1st and 10 play. Sets up 1st and 15 now for Markowitz and company. So Heath got a little bit of a break there. Handoff goes to Jones again, and another flag.
Flag comes in by the umpire there.
In the general area of a hold, and a little bit of chippiness after the play.
Yeah.
Flag flies in late.
Yeah. And we kind of been indicating that as we'll take a look at it here on replay. Things are starting to get a little chippy out there.
It's after the play. Jones goes down, and then there's two guys on the far left-hand side of your screen. We'll try and catch numbers here as they stand up. 46 for Heath and 50. That's Austin Markowitz, the center for McKinney North, and Jaden Allen, the nose tackle for Rockwall Heath. Two guys that have been nose-to-nose pretty much all night that got into some extracurricular activities after the play. And now the officiating crew having to sort this out. Still no official word just yet. We're about to get it from Rodney Allison. 2 fouls on the play. Holding against the offense, McKinney North. And then a dead ball personal foul against 46, Jaden Allen of the defense. And that's going to lead to an automatic first down for this McKinney North offense. We'll see where they mark the football after they assess the penalty. They are going to walk it back for the holding penalty, but then I believe... And now walk it off for the... So all of that leads to a net positive of 5 yards for McKinney North's offense. And really what it does more than anything is just reset the entire sequence. It was originally 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. It will once again be 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. The false start knocked them back 5, and then these two penalties in conjunction send them forward 5 yards. And here on 1st and 10, the handoff to Jaden Smith goes for about 2. 1 minute to play here, third quarter. 49-34. Heath trailing by 15 and needing a stop here. Second down and about 8 it will be for McKinney North's offense. Deep inside the red zone and trying to add to their 2-score advantage. Handoff to Jones. Hop step to the right. He's got some running room inside the 10, and he's cut down at about the 7. That'll be short of first down yardage by about 2 yards. It looks like they're going to mark him at the 6.
It's a nice job there by Smith. Really didn't have much in the middle, but he was able to bounce it to the right side, get positive yards.
Smith has it again, up the gut, first down, and held up at about the 3. And it'll be a fresh set of downs and first and goal.
Yeah, and if you're Heath, you want to stop. I know they're right here, and North is looking to score. But if Heath, anything can happen. You want to stop.
Handoff up the middle again
Nice
for Jaden
stop in
Smith.
there.
They hold him up at the 2-yard line. They're going to mark him, I guess, at about the 1 is where they're going to give him forward progress to. But yeah, nice job by the defense to step up and stonewall him short of the goal line.
Yeah, Heath was coming up there with the ball, and I was trying to take a look and see if there was a fumble in there, but they came up with the ball. Yeah.
They absolutely did punch that football free. I think the officials are going to say that his forward progress had already been stopped, and therefore the play was dead before the fumble took place. I think that's probably fair as we take a look at it again. His forward progress had been stopped. He'd been knocked back. He was clearly held up by the defense, and then the ball is knocked loose. I think that's probably a fair interpretation of how that play transpired. But certainly if you're Rockwall Heath, you're saying, hold on a second. We caused the fumble. It's our ball. I totally get why Heath would look at it from that perspective, but I think from our perspective here in the booth as two people that have no attachment to either of these programs to try and give you some sort of neutral arbiter in this case, I think that the officials did indeed get that one right. I think that's the fair call, and it will be second down and goal from about the 1.5-yard line as the fourth quarter gets underway. 49-34 our score right now, and Varian, again, I don't think we're done seeing points scored tonight, but Heath's going to need to score the lion's share of them in the fourth quarter if they're able to make a comeback tonight.
Yeah, I tell you, man, it's a big, as we start the fourth quarter of play, big play right here.
Markowitz in shotgun, trying to bark and get him to jump off sides. They don't bite. Jaden Smith
don't get in.
Bounced in the air.
Does not get in.
Held up short.
Nope, doesn't get it.
Spun like a helicopter. Maybe gained about 1/2 yard. They're going to mark him down at the 1. He caught a shoulder square in the back. And now it's third and goal from the 1. Back in is Fincher. He gets the pitch to the left-hand side. Can he get the corner? End zone, touchdown.
He got
Manny Fincher dives into the end zone just barely. Touchdown McKinney North, and it's now a 3-score advantage for the Bulldogs.
As we watch it here on replay, he just gets to the outside, takes a big hit in there, but he's able to get across for the 6 points. So North is here trying to, and they're stretching that league out. I think what we'll see on the other side of the ball when Heath gets the ball, I kind of anticipate they're going to try to score quick. We'll probably see high pace, up-tempo pace, trying to get the ball in the air and a quick score because they need the ball back, Mike. Definitely need the ball back here.
11:33 to play, fourth quarter. And the second play of this fourth quarter, it's Fincher into the end zone from just a yard out, and that makes it now a 22-point game, a 3-possession game. So yes, to your point, Heath certainly obviously needs to drive down the field quickly and get points, but at this point you almost wonder, do you need to get cute at this point with perhaps a surprise onside earlier on in the football game than you normally think? Because clearly their defense is not stopping McKinney North from going down the football field. So you need to find some other way to get yourself the football back. If that means creating a turnover somehow defensively, which we have seen them do at least that tonight. But somehow you're going to need to get the football back multiple times tonight without allowing points if a comeback is to happen over the course of the next 11:33.
That's right. And I dare say they're running out of time, but still a lot of time. what we've seen tonight, Heath is able to move the ball down and get the ball in the end zone. So I have no doubt there. But the previous scenario, there's a fourth down where Heath went for it. Big play right there by North to stop them and get the ball back right there. So it's going to come down to Heath getting the ball in the end zone and to see if they can stop that offense on the other side, North.
Huddle kicks it deep. This time there is no fair catch called for. The return in the hands of Casey Curtin out to the 25-yard line.
Return by Casey Curtin.
All that for basically the same net result, and that's where Josh Hoover and company will get started.
What a great night for high school football here in McKinney. I mean, it's nice weather. There was a little rain and precipitation in the air when we were out here setting up. But since we've been here, I mean, it's a nice, cool atmosphere. The crowd is great. Nice atmosphere. I mean, it's nice to be out here in McKinney, Texas, watching these two programs battle for tonight's matchup.
Hoover back at it over the middle into a lot of traffic. He's fortunate that one didn't end up in the hands of a man in a blue shirt trying to find Corbin Cleveland over the middle. Yeah, we got lucky that we stayed dry tonight. There was, for a while, we thought this game might be played in the rain, but for these two teams with the way they play an up-tempo offensive style of play, for us to be dry tonight, certainly advantageous for both teams. Nice catch over the middle. Nice. That's Corbin Cleveland once again, and that is indeed enough for a Rockwall Heath first down. We should mention, though, as much as we're fortunate that we're staying dry here tonight in McKinney, our friends in Houston, our friends in East Texas, not as fortunate. They're certainly in our thoughts and the thoughts of all those around North Texas tonight as they deal with the aftermath of Imelda, as Hoover steps across the 40-yard line as he was flushed out of the pocket to the left-hand side. So certainly hope that those in Houston and Beaumont and in several other areas around southern and eastern Texas are getting by okay this evening after having to deal with that over the course of last night into today.
That's right. We all know what happened with Hurricane Harvey down there in the Houston area, and our thoughts and prayers are with the family and the stations down there.
Second down and 7 now for Rockwall Heath. 4 wide receiver set for Hoover. Looking over the middle.
Fake.
Has
got him.
Wide open.
Got him.
It's Jones, and he's taken down inside the 30. Jaden Jones had a lot of running room.
If he could have just kept his feeding, Mike. I mean, he's still running. There's nothing between him and the end zone on that play.
I said he was taken down. He was taken down by the turf monster. 1st and 10, and the handoff goes to Zach Evans. He's bouncing to the outside, and he's got some running room. 1st down and more.
Once again, this offense is really moving the ball. Tempo. Coach practices that and preaches that. Tempo. And they're trying to get that ball in the end zone so they can get it back because they're down. So the faster they can score.
Hoover over the middle. Short of his intended target, Trey Graves.
Yeah, the faster they can score there, they can get the ball back, gives their defense the time to try to get a defensive stop. Quick 3 and out, turnover, fumble. They're in this particular game, they're in the position to where they need the ball. Time is not their friend right now. They need the ball. So if they can score quick, betters their chances.
Just a hair over a minute since we saw the score.
He's going for the end zone.
He's got a man in the end zone, nearly hauled in by Casey Curtin up that left sideline. He tried to reach up there with one paw and bring it down. Not quite able to do so, and that'll set up 3rd down and 10 from the 17-yard line.
Yeah, maybe that hit go Curtin. He was trying to do his best Odell Beckham, one hand catch over there on the end zone, but not able to haul it in that time.
So here goes
Looks like
third
they got
and 10.
a screen.
Over the middle for Evans on the screen, and very well read and defended by McKinney North.
Nice job stuffing that one out.
Max Fetchy, that's the coach's son, making a big play right at the original line of scrimmage. And that sets up 4th down and 11 now in a very big play for Rockwall Heath.
Big play. Rockwall finds herself once again in a situation, big 4th down here. They need the first down. They need the touchdown. A turnover right now could possibly seal the deal.
Hoover, right side, has a man. Knocked away, incomplete.
And you see, and then I'm not sure who knocked it out, but you see right
Brooks
now.
Honeycutt, they're in coverage.
Yeah.
A nice job to get his hand on the football, and they weren't quite able to make the connection with Corbin Cleveland down that sideline.
Yeah, and you see on that big play right there, that 4th down play, you saw one sideline, North, jumping, yelling, screaming, high-fiving, whereas on the other side, Heath, you can kind of see the demeanor over there is starting to kind of set in on those guys. But the defense, like I said, if they can come up with a big stop here, turnover, or get the ball back, they need the ball. Whatever they can do to get the ball back will help their ball club.
Yeah, they're into that space now where you're trying to strip the ball out on every defensive snap.
Every snap, I want the ball. I want the ball. Get the ball, strip it, rip it, whatever you got to do to get the ball. Once again, young ball club there. But this is a big test for them,
We're going to see an awful lot of this, too. Manny Fincher, nice move to the outside and across the 40 out to the 43.
And I don't know why if he should have stepped out of bounds there. He could have stayed in bounds and kept the clock moving there. But like Heath, you want to get the ball back. But they haven't been able really to stop this high-powered offense of North all night long. So, once again, if you're North, you're just going to stay the course, not get cute or anything like that. You're going to tell those running backs to hold the ball tight.
They're in a very good spot.
Yeah, they're in a great spot.
Jaden Smith with the carry there on 1st down picks up about 7. He's done a very nice job, the sophomore running back, of stepping up and spelling Manny Fincher when necessary and picking up some big yardage when he does. This time they are going to throw over the middle. Sean Monsor, the intended target. Nice defensive play by Peyton Williams over the middle to step in there right as the ball arrived and knock it away. So 3rd down and 3 forthcoming. So here again, this is an opportunity for Heath. You got to get off the football field.
You have
to come up with a stop here on 3rd and 3. Flag flies in. And it's going to be a false start against the McKinney North offense. So that makes the job a little bit easier for Rockwall Heath to get a stop here. 3rd and 3 becomes 3rd and 8.
Yeah, and I see Jaden Allen down there, the senior, clapping his hands on that one. They still need a stop here. So if they can get a stop, they can get the ball back. Try to climb back in this game, although time is not on their side.
Markowitz flush to the near side. He's going to try and run for it. He won't get to the 1st down marker, but he does get flag flies in late.
That's going to be on North. That's going to be on North that time. Jaden
Smith was in there at the very end. I think he may have been the culprit here.
Yeah.
I didn't see exactly what he did. We'll see if we can get a... Yeah, he took a shot at Eric Lexion right on the sideline. As you get a look at the replay here, you'll see Markowitz come to the near sideline, and you'll see right at the end of the play that contact from Jaden Smith, the sophomore running back, on Eric Lexion, Rockwall Heath's senior corner. And it's going to be a dead ball personal foul.
Number 25.
Yep, indeed, against Jaden Smith, number 25, the sophomore running back from McKinney North. So it will remain 4th down. They're going to say that penalty happened after the play, so the result of the play will stand, but it will now be 4th down and 17 is where they mark it off at. So, again, less time on the clock than what Heath was dealing with when they last possessed the football, but their defense does indeed finally make a stop and at least give their offense a chance to get back out here and try and creep closer.
That's right. If you Coach Bragglin, you're glad to see that your defense is able to come in and make that stop and get your offense the ball back. And I anticipate seeing a go offense, really airing it out because they really need to get the ball in the end zone. And they really need to get the ball in the end zone. And it's the quicker they can do it, the better because they're running out of time,
That punt took a hard left turn right out of bounds at the 26-yard line, so that's where Josh Hoover and company will get started here with truly a pivotal drive of this. I mean, this is a drive that has to end in a touchdown for you to have any chance, and you're still going to need another stop or two in addition to that to be able to come back in this football game. 3 scores down is where Heath stands right now, and with their ability to strike quickly, that could be enough time, but they need to make hay and they need to do it real quick.
They need to do it quick, and I think we're going to see some few things dialed up where Hoover's going to try to hit Jones or Curtin pretty deep here for a quick strike.
Hoover over the middle, has a man complete. Corbin Cleveland out across the 40-yard line to the 44, so a good start to the drive.
And he comes up limping a little bit. He's holding his left side there. Hopefully he's okay because they definitely need him right now because they're trying to go. Get the guys lined up again.
They send Evans in motion here on down, and he's taken down in the backfield. Carson Chris came on the blitz right up the middle, and Hoover never had a prayer.
Hoover didn't have time. Big number Carson comes up there, and he says, "Hey, man, I'm here. I know you just said hut, but I'm right here, brother." And he got him. Big play there by North.
With nowhere to go.
Nowhere.
And, I mean, they motioned Zach Evans out of the backfield there into a wide receiver set, and that perhaps was part of the problem there as he had nobody to protect him in the backfield. This time he's got all day, fires it to the near side, and it's complete in the hands of Chris Byers.
Yeah.
But little doing on that play, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 15.
Yeah, going back to that previous play, they motion Evans out of the backfield. Normally he's there to pick up that assignment, but it's miscommunications or something happened there on the Heath offensive line. Allowed him to come up there and say hello to Hoover, the sophomore.
3rd and 15 for Hoover. 2 wides to the near side. Looking over the middle, and it's incomplete. Once again, tried to find Chris Byers over the middle. So now 4th down and 15. Is Rockwall Heath going to punt the football here? It would appear that they are. And I'm frankly a little surprised by that. 6:37 on the clock, down 3 scores. I wouldn't think they have the luxury to punt the football at this point. I understand you're on your own 37-yard line and you don't want to give McKinney North a short field, but there's very little time left on the clock to be able to score 3 times. And you're going to need multiple stops in order to have any of that matter. But they do indeed punt the football away. Brady Brewer, and that takes a bad snap for a bad bounce, rather. A McKinney North bounce. And it's down to the 39-yard line, and that's where the Bulldogs will take it back. Up 22 with 6:26 to play. Rockwall Heath is in a world of hurt right now.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised there by Coach not going for it. As you indicated, they're down, so you're at go time right now. A little surprised there. He chose not to go. Maybe he's going to put it back on his defense. Maybe they can get a big stop here and try to get the ball back. But when you're down 56-34, you want to get the ball in the end zone.
And here goes Manny Fincher down the near sideline, across the 40, inside the 35, and spun down inside the 30. Manny Fincher's had himself a big night.
He had himself a big night there, and one thing that I like that I just saw there is he stayed in bounds, Mike. He stayed in bounds, so he could have tap dance to the outside, but you see him, once he gets right there to the outside, he cuts it back in, stay in bounds. That's going to do one thing, keep the clock rolling.
Manny Fincher just running over 150 yards with that carry there on the night. He's got 3 rushing touchdowns. He has been as advertised. The senior running back doing just about everything they need him to do tonight. This time he kind of dances his way for about a yard.
I think Fincher's trying to come out. He keeps tapping his head and says, "Hey, coach, I need a breather.
I need a blow." Jaden Smith, though, we talked about this a little bit tonight as well. He has also done a very nice job out of that McKinney North backfield, spelling Manny Fincher and producing when he's out on the football field. 76 rushing yards for Jaden Smith tonight. Fincher now at 162.
Yeah.
And 3 touchdowns. 2nd down and 9. It's Smith in there now. And he'll get the handoff on 2nd and 9. Met right at the line of scrimmage. Nice defensive play by Alan Crawford, the sophomore inside linebacker.
Yeah, he met him right there at the line of scrimmage. And as Coach Spraglin, you look at the time and you kind of see how much you're down. Right now, he is kind of starting to set in, but this is a test for this young ball club. Big test for them. He's trying to see what they got. Are they going to fold, or are they going to keep fighting? And it looks like they're going to keep fighting. They know they're down, but they're going to keep fighting. And as a coach, first-year guy that is, who's really trying to turn around the culture, that's what you want to see from your guys. When things are not going your way, are you going to fold, or are you going to stay the course? And so that's exciting for Coach.
Mm-hmm. You see the speed there from Tavin Paxton knifing across and taking Jaden Smith down for a loss of 2 on the play. Really nice defensive play. Wrapped up that left leg and took him down at the 30-yard line. So now 4th and 11 for Dylan Markowitz and company. 4 minutes even on the clock here in the 4th quarter, and they lead by 22. Most nights, the football game's over. And it may well be at this point, but with the speed at which these two teams can score, I'm not certain that it is just yet. But with 3:43 on the clock here in the 4th, they will call timeout and I believe bring out the field goal unit. Standing at the 30-yard line is where the official is with the football. So that would be a 47-yarder, 47, 48-yarder from here, depending on where they spot the football out of the hold for Tyler Huddle, the junior kicker. We were told he hit a 52-yarder in practice, so this is within his range. But still, to kick a 47-yard field goal in a high school football game is an impressive task. We'll see whether or not Huddle is up to it here as they come out of the timeout. I imagine that's the direction they're going. No real value for McKinney North to go for it on 4th and 11 here, but if you're Mike Fetchy and you're looking big picture for your whole season and what you want to get out of the non-district slate, why not find out if your kicker can hit a 47-yarder? Although I say all of that, and Tyler Huddle's nowhere to be found. No. Back comes Dylan Markowitz in the offense, so it appears they will go for it on 4th down and 11. 3:43 to play here, 4th quarter, and here comes Markowitz out of shotgun. Blitz is on. Throws over the middle on the tunnel screen, and wide open is Noah Ford. Very close to the first down. It's going to depend on the spot. He may be short. It looks like he's short. Ball is sitting at the 20. He needed to get just outside the 19. They hold him on 4th down. It's Rockwall Heath football.
I like the play call there. Nice screen, because you know Heath is going to come gun blazing. So nice play call there.
Great play call, but honestly, I think the spot is correct. Right at the 20-yard line, he went down with that elbow down as he got crumpled up by Eric Lexion, and they hold him just short. 3:34 to play. I don't know if there's enough time for Rockwall Heath to do anything about it, but again, we've seen both of these teams score in about a minute and a half, 2 minutes at that interval pretty much all night. So if you can get, it's going to require onside kicks being recovered.
Right.
But if you can drive down the football field and score in the next minute or so, have about 2:30 on the clock, down 2 scores, it may not be over. We'll see what Josh Hoover can do here. It's a tough spot to put a sophomore quarterback in, but this is no ordinary sophomore quarterback, although on 1st down they hand off to the sophomore running back, Zach Evans, and that goes for a loss of 2. not the way they wanted to start the drive.
Not the way you want to start, and Evans getting up a little slow. He's not happy with that start. But yeah, they definitely need to get the ball in the end zone quick. And I can't say that it's impossible because I've seen a lot happen with time on the clock. You know, there's a lot that can happen in the football game in minutes. But the key to that is he's getting the ball in the end zone as soon as they can.
Doing it 4 to 5 yards at a time like they did there on 2nd down and 11 with the hookup to, I believe it was Jaden Jones. That's not going to do. You need to be pushing the football down the field here, and they're going to try to here on 3rd down. They do find Jones over the middle. He's still on his feet across the 40. 1st down, Rockwall Heath, so they're going to try and keep things moving here. Clock will stop momentarily. 2:37 on the clock as they rush up to the line of scrimmage and try and set the sticks. 1st and 10 from the 41 as Hoover looks to the far sideline and Mike Spradlin, the head coach, for what the play call will be here. Clock is back moving, 2:26 and counting.
I'm a little surprised by the lack of hurry up from Heath right now.
Hoover downfield for Jones again off the pump fake, nearly hauled that one in. That would have been a sensational catch, but he's still down on that sideline, took his helmet off. He's going to have to come off for a play after that. 2:16 on the clock.
Our Facebook fans are starting to weigh in. The Dogs got this one. Come on, Dogs. Come on, Dogs. The Dogs have this one. But there's still some faithful fans out there like Miss Henderson that says, come on, Hawks. Let's go, Hawks. Still rooting for Heath.
The Heath Hawks have got 2:16 to work with here in the 4th quarter, down 22. So to your point, they need to move a little faster than they have so far in this possession. We've already seen more than a minute come off the clock, and they're still standing at their own 41-yard line.
Yeah, if they're trying to score and get back in this game, they got to move faster than what they're moving right now, which it doesn't appear that they're trying to get the ball in the end zone right now.
I think they're certainly trying to. They're just not executing at the pace that they need to, as we're now under 2 minutes to play. They found Zach Evans on the outside on a little swing pass that went for no gain. And now Hoover back in there in shotgun for 3rd down and 10. 1:47 to play, 4th quarter. Hoover with 3 wides to the near side. Deep over the middle, has a man. It's a little behind him, and he can't quite make the connection with Corbin Cleveland. And now 4th down and 10.
I tell you, Hoover's had that middle pretty much all night. That time, just not able to connect that time. Corbin Cleveland not able to connect on that particular time. But they've had that middle open all night long. We'll bring up a nice 4th and 10 right here. And I anticipate here, if they do not get it, I can just see North. Yeah, North's just going to run the clock out there.
Hoover, left side, too tall, incomplete, trying to find Trey Graves. And that's your football game. 1:35 on the clock. McKinney North takes the ball over on downs, and we're a couple of Manny Fincher or Jaden Smith runs away from this one being in the books. Quite a fight from Rockwall Heath. They came back, cut it down to an 8-point game there midway through the 3rd quarter. Hoover hitting Jaden Jones for the touchdown pass, and it was an 8-point game at that point. 6:41 on the clock in the 3rd. It was 42-34, but from that point forward, it was all McKinney North. Manny Fincher doing a lot of the work in the second half on the ground. A pair of touchdown runs in the second half. 3 touchdown runs in total on the night. Better than 160 yards for Manny Fincher. And he salts this one away with 2 late touchdown runs. One late in the 3rd and then one early on in the 4th. As Jaden Smith carries here on the first play of what will be likely the final possession of the evening. Fincher's 2 touchdown runs extending that 8-point lead out to where it stands right now at 22. And it's going to be McKinney North moving to 3-1 on the young season, and Rockwall Heath will fall to 3-1 as these 2 teams now matriculate their way into district play next week.
That's right. Heath just really couldn't find a way to slow down North's offense there in the second half. Really needed to get that ball back and get a chance to get the ball back to the offense that was clicking for them. But it just could not find a way to slow down North. And And a lot of people can't. I mean, North has a high-powered offense there, and so it's, we kind of knew this game was going to be that. It's going to be score, but it's going to turn out to who could get the turnover, who can win the turnover battle.
Yes.
And really look at the first half. Heath had those 2 turnovers, keep going back to that. And North were able to capitalize on that. 14 points come off of those, turnovers. So it's, I'm pretty sure that Coach.
Kind of a wild final play of the game here as Jaden Smith running all over the field gets hit hard as time expires here at McKinney ISD Stadium. 56-34 the final score. McKinney North with a 22-point win over Rockwall Heath to move to 3-1 on the year. Heath falls to 3-1. And I do want to mention real quick before people start to tune out, especially in the McKinney community, we are right back here actually next Thursday night. McKinney Boyd and Dallas Jesuit from here at McKinney ISD Stadium. So please let your friends and family know in the McKinney community writ large that we're coming back for Thursday Night Lights next week. 2 different teams, but still right here in McKinney. And a game that you guys can tune in and enjoy next week. But tonight, it's a 56-34 win for McKinney North. And again, they move to 3-1 as they make their way into District 7-5A Division I play next week as they open things up with Sherman.
Yeah, and that's the way you want to go in to district play. Not the way you want to go into district play for Heath. But once again, strong defense stance. And it's, like I said, Heath's getting ready to go play a tough district. I mean, you're looking at Tyler Lee, the Mesquites, Longviewers out there. So this was a game that Coach Spraglin really wanted to see how his team matched up against his high-powered offense. And I think he has some stuff to work with. They know what they need to work on, but they definitely have a tough district ahead.
When it's all said and done, a 56-34 final score in favor of McKinney North. Some final stats from this football game. Over 1,100 combined yards between these two teams. 625 yards for McKinney North, 505 for Rockwall Heath. Heath with 390 through the air, McKinney North with 291. 115 yards on the ground for Heath. Get this for McKinney North. 334 rushing yards.
Wow.
On 60 rushing attempts. Unbelievable. By the way, if we can get a shot real quick, we had some requests in our Facebook stream to get a shot. We can't actually get an angle where we can see the band from where our cameras are perched, unfortunately. I know that there were some requests for that, but maybe we can get a shot just of the McKinney North players and cheerleaders and drill team and all their fans here on this near sideline as they listen to the band play, as this one is in the books in a McKinney North win. We apologize, we can't show you the band itself. They're basically directly below us on this near sideline. But we'll continue giving the stats as you guys kind of take all this in. 8 penalties for both sides, so very even in that regard. But again, to your point, the turnovers, very key in this game. The 2 first-half Heath turnovers basically created the gap that McKinney North basically just maintained for the rest of the night.
Yeah,
they were able to just kind of play keep away the rest of the night because of those 2 turnovers that led to points for McKinney North. They had that cushion, and they just kind of kept that cushion.
That's right. And it happens all the time. Whenever you're dealing with 2 high-powered offenses, the game always comes down to whichever team wins 4th down and whichever team wins the turnover battle. And tonight, that's McKinney North.
Individual stats tonight, Josh Hoover, the Heath quarterback, 391 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. Zach Evans, the sophomore running back for Heath, 123 yards and 2 touchdowns. Preston Landis chipped in with 19 rushing yards of his own. Receiving for Heath, Jaden Jones, a $192 and a touchdown. Casey Curtin, 54 receiving yards and a touchdown. We saw a touchdown from Corbin Cleveland as well. He had 50 yards on the night. Michael Harkey with 33. Zach Evans with 16. Meanwhile, for McKinney North in a 22-point win, Dylan Markowitz, 289 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. Manny Fincher with his 2 passing yards and 1 touchdown there right before the halftime break. Rushing-wise, Emmanuel Fincher, 162 on the ground and 3 touchdowns. Jaden Smith with 71 of his own. J.J. Henry with 40 rushing yards. Noah Ford they list with 24 rushing yards, but again, I think that was in error. He had a third receiving touchdown, not just 2 receiving touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. Noah Ford over 100 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. Sean Mansour 116 receiving yards and a touchdown. Brandon Frazier 38 receiving yards. J.J. Henry 36 receiving yards. A statistical wonder this football game. 1,100 plus combined yards, and we didn't quite get to 100 points, but 90 combined points between these two teams. Not bad. Quite a lot of offense tonight here at McKinney ISD Stadium between 2 very entertaining football teams.
I'm telling you, game did not disappoint. We definitely knew it was going to be offense, and like I said, man, great showing tonight. Both, you know what I like about those stats, Mike? You saw on both sides of the ball was spread out, evenly as far as running backs, receive. I mean, it was a nice spread. It's definitely, both of these programs are going forward. It's going to be tough to beat these ball clubs.
Mm-hmm. It really will.
It's going to be tough because they can definitely put some points on the board, and they have the talent to do that. Tonight is just North. Mm-hmm. Like I said, won the turnover battle and was able to come out with the victory.
From here, McKinney North goes into district play. Sherman, Texarkana, Texas, Wiley East, West Mesquite, Tyler John Tyler, and Mesquite Poteet, their district schedule, the balance of the season starting next week at home against Sherman. Heath, meanwhile, at home next week against Tyler Lee. Then they've got Mesquite, Rockwall, Longview, Mesquite Horn, and North Mesquite. I wish you the best of luck. That is a hellaciously difficult district, but that is what Heath has the balance of the season starting next week with Lee. We had a request to show the band show that is coming here post-game. We'll try and bring you as much of that as we can. I'm not sure how long it actually lasts, but for Varian and myself, we will say goodbye and just let you guys kind of enjoy what comes here of the post-game show from the McKinney North High School band. This one, though, in the books, a 56-34 final score in favor of McKinney North as the Bulldogs move to 3-1. Rockwall Heath falls to 3-1. Our thanks to the athletic directors from both schools, Russ Reeves from Rockwall ISD, Sean Pratt from here at McKinney ISD, and a shout out to both coaches as well for being generous with their time and information about their 2 teams. We also want to thank our sponsor, Texas Health Resources. Without all their help and support, this broadcast is not possible. Our engineers tonight are Don Hazen and Dode Bigley. Our digital coordinator back in Dallas is Nick Blackhall. Our executive producer is Sean Hamilton. For Varian Lucas here with me in the booth, I'm Mike Leslie. Thanks so much for watching tonight. Your final score one last time, 56-34 as McKinney North knocks off Rockwall Heath. We will see you next week on Thursday Night Lights as we're right back here at McKinney ISD Stadium for McKinney Boyd and Dallas Jesuit. So long from Collin County. We'll see you next week.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying late after today's game to enjoy our performance. Please welcome onto the field the McKinney North High School Bulldog Marching Band. Drum majors are Carly Allen, Matt Davis, and Taylor Clear. The McKinney North Band will be performing two movements of their fall production, Life Without Strings. Now, Bulldog fans, on your feet for the McKinney North fight song. Josh